Waves. Oh crap! Wait, no, I have a video. Oh, we're live. Okay, sorry. I have a video. sorry. I have a video. One sec, guys. We're not here yet. Before we get started with tonight's show, I gotta thank last week's amazing super chatters, both very good friends of the channel, Sully Streams and Spoiler Kings. Starting with Sully Streams, Sully is one of the best upcoming movie reviewers on the space. Not only are his reviews super in-depth, fun, entertaining, but they also come a little bit early as Sully has access to early screenings. So definitely go over and check him out. You will not be disappointed once you see what he's got over on his channel. And also, along with Sully, I gotta thank not just friends of the channel, but also members of the channel. So thank you guys so much for that. Spoiler Kings. Spoiler Kings have a fantastic channel where they do live shows. They talk movie reviews, movie news, comics. They talk about the latest trailers that just dropped. All with lively conversation, great hosts, and a lively chat that you should be a part of if you're not already. So definitely go over and check out Spoiler Kings. Sully, Spoiler Kings, they're both down linked in the description below. Check them out. And guys, thank you so much for your generous donation and support towards the channel. It goes a long way. It's why I'm able to do this every week, and it's very, very appreciated. Thank you guys so much. Alright guys, it's the end of the month and movie news is actually pretty slow, so it works out perfectly for a live Q&A community night. And joining us tonight, we've got Zach Attack Reviews. We're here to take all your comments and questions for as long as you guys want to talk about. It's Zach Milne Talks Live. We begin right now. All right, here we are for the very first time tonight. I don't know why I did that. I was like, all right, let's go live. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Zach Milne Talks Live. Okay, I don't know why I didn't see it before, but I look dead tired in that video. I definitely shot that after I woke up from my nap. Let's get this video done. I woke up from a nap. I shot that. I thought it was good to go. I should have reshot it because I look tired as heck. So I'm sorry about that, Sully and Spoiler Kings. I could have had a little bit more enthusiasm there. But what's going on, guys? Welcome to the show. We got Zach Attack Reviews here with us. What's going on, man?
Doing good. My browser failed while that video was going on. So I didn't even get to finish it and I had to come back in. I was like, no, everything is going wrong.
I saw you disappear.
I was like, what's happening? No.
One of those nights, guys. One of those nights. But it is our live community Q&A night. Is that how you say it? That's how I'm gonna say it tonight. So we are here. We're just gonna take your live comments and questions. We'll have some conversations of our own, of course, with you guys included, and you guys will respond. And that's how this kind of works. So we will take your comments all night long. It's gonna be great. And if you guys are new to the channel and you don't know how these Q&As, the show tends to go, we will take all the comments and questions that we humanly possibly can. But if you do want to ensure that your comment gets taken, or you want to just jump up to the top of the list, you can send in a super chat. And along with super chats, we have this guide for you guys who have channels of your own. For $1.99, we'll make a community post linking your channel to it at the end of the show. For $2.99, you get the community post as well as a link in the description of this video for your channel. And for $4.99 or more, you get the community post at the end of the show, the link in the description of this video, as well as next episode's video, and a special video shout out for your channel, like you saw at the top of the show today. And as always, guys, super chats are not required to get your comment or question answered. So the first thing I got to talk to this guy about right now is this guy saw Dune Part 2. Me? This guy saw the second Dune. Yeah, that guy right there. Those goes. Exactly.
Yes, I got to see Dune Part 2 on Sunday.
All right, man.
On my channel.
I watched the first Dune. I did it, guys. It happened. I'm seeing Dune Part 2 tomorrow. I bought the tickets. So, oh yeah, man. I'm excited. So,
that's good. That means you liked the first one.
Liked is a good way to put it. I liked it. I didn't love it. I don't know if it was overhyped or not. I think a lot of it. Okay, I'll give you a funny story here. Kind of funny story. Not really a story, but I'll just say it anyways. I watched Dune 2021, right? And I needed to watch a couple parts a couple times because I didn't fully understand what was going on. I was having a couple issues. I don't know if it was just like, maybe I was just like a little dozy. I don't know. But I especially the first hour, I was kind of like, okay, what? The House of Atreides, who's that again? What's going on? So I wasn't quite following it very well. So I watched the second part twice until I get to Arrakis, and then I kind of got my head in line, and I was like, okay, now I kind of follow what's going on. And then the whole thing happened, and it's a really long movie for a pretty simplistic setup. It's just all the politics and the lore and everything they got to do. I was kind of like, whew, this is a lot thrown at me. So I don't know if this was a good decision or a bad decision, but then I decided I think I need a little help with this. I'm going to go back and watch the 1984 Dune and see how they explain it. So I watched Dune 2021, and then I went back and watched Dune 1984. And that experience is really bizarre because Denis Villeneuve's Dune is like, oh, it's serious and respectful of the source material. And Skarsgård as the Baron was actually intimidating. And I don't know. Have you seen the 1984 Dune?
Yes.
It is like they took all the camp and cheese that they took out for the Denis Villeneuve, and it was all put back in because that movie was weird and that movie was ridiculous. And I'm not saying it's better, but I think I was entertained more.
Yeah, way more entertaining.
1984 version. So I kind of feel like I understand Dune a lot more now because the 1984 version is the dumbed down version of what Denis Villeneuve. I mean, they give you everything in that version at the top of it. They just spell it out for you, black and white, and you actually have like people's voiceovers of their inner thoughts just playing over them at the end of every scene of like, I don't think I trust this guy. I'm not feeling very good about this. And it's like, oh, okay. You don't want me to try to figure this out on my own at all. There was no subtlety.
Source material is complicated. So you go like, right in your face.
So my first question, without really spoiling anything, is that creepy little girl in part 2? Because I don't want to see that ever again. That little girl from the 1984 version, she was so creepy. If you haven't seen the 1984, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But it was the scariest little girl I've ever seen put on film.
Not in the way it was in that movie.
Perfect. That's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. That's the best
I can say.
They like dub her over with a demonic voice
that I thought was odd for a blockbuster, but it's not anywhere as creepy as the 84 version.
So all this to say, I really liked Dune Part 1. I loved Dune 1984 for all the other reasons.
That is hilarious.
It is a wicked double feature. I highly, because it's the same movie. Like what's kind of cool is there's sequences that are exactly the same beat for beat, but the technological advancements of today versus what they had to work with of the 80s, it's kind of cool how they work with both the scenes and what they like. The sandworms actually looked pretty freaking cool in 1980 when they come up and eat that like spice I don't know what it's called, machinery thing.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's a really fun double feature, but the last 40 minutes of Dune 1984
are different.
They like rush through the last 40 minutes of Dune 1984.
Oh yeah, there's like, oh, we gotta get the movie over.
It's like, and all right, we gotta get to the big revenge thing or whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, you're not taking your time anymore at all. But yeah, so all this to say, what'd you think of Dune Part 2, man? Because the hype is real. I mean, I've been seeing like big articles and big people in the space who have seen thousands upon thousands of movies say that this is one of the best movies they've ever seen in their life. What do you say, like first impressions without spoiling anything?
I hate to add on to the hyperbole because it's bad because people do this all the time. But I went on my Letterboxd and I added to the greatest movies of all time I've seen list. It's like number 32. It might move on a second watch. Yeah, I sat there and I was like, because I love the first the Denis movie, and I liked the 84 one, but I have to watch it again because I watched that like in the 90s. So I was a kid. So
I highly encourage you to check it out again.
Yeah, just to see the difference. Like, whoa, this is wild.
I haven't seen Dune.
And it's a really good cast in that 84. Like
Patrick Stewart popped up. I was like, what?
Yes, the cast is actually really great. It's just a weird ass movie. Like all the weird stuff from the book that people are like, you can't adapt this, and Denis just left. David Lynch was like, I'm putting this shit in there.
There's so much weird stuff in there.
So all the problems that you had with Doom Part 1 are solved in Doom Part 2.
Okay.
The pacing, I think, was the biggest issue of Doom Part 1.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
connecting to the characters was an issue I even had, even though I love the movie and understood what was going on. And sometimes with sci-fi movies, I know I'm not going to connect with the characters like I should because they're more chess pieces in this bigger story. But the Fremen help connect the story, and you care about the so easily. Like that's what was missing in the first one, the Fremen. And I think that once you watch it, you'll agree and say like, okay, this was the missing piece that I needed. And the action sequences are much better. It's just everything that was good in Doom Part 1 is there, and it just made everything that was weak better.
Awesome. That's good to hear. I think my biggest problem with the pacing is the fact that the movie doesn't really have a climax. Like it doesn't really like it, to me. It kind of just felt like a really long second act, and then when the movie ended, I didn't really feel that satisfied. I think that's one of the reasons I went and watched the 1984 version as well. It's because the movie ended, and I was just kind of like, "That's it." Like I don't feel like I got the whole story. Obviously, I didn't get the whole story, but it was very jarring in a way when it ended.
Yeah, no, for me too. I remember watching it at home because it was pandemic. I didn't get to watch it in the theaters. And when it ended, I was like, what the heck? And I just watched Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring. And spoiler alert, but that movie came out a long time ago. It ends the same way. So I was like, what the hell? Y'all made me watch this 3-hour movie and there's no ending? So then I go, dude, which is almost another 3-hour film, and there's no ending. And I'm like, what are you guys doing to me?
That's a fair point. Yeah, and those movies are even long because this was 2.5 hours, and the extended editions are like 4 hours of those Lord of the Rings movies.
I'm about to watch the 4.5-hour Return of the King soon, so I can review it. Oh,
dude, it's long, but it's worth it.
That's what I keep hearing.
It is. I mean, I think it still holds the record for the most Oscar wins for a single film. Like, I think it won every single category. I think it won like 12 or 13 Oscars the year it came out. So.
Wow. I'm hoping that's what happens with Part 2. I think it has strong Oscar chances next year.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing a lot too. Is that this is just like the Oscar race is over before it even began. This is
okay.
It.
That's
what I've heard.
Let's relax. I don't know if it has strong chances for acting noms. I got to see what these indie movie do. Like, there's some strong acting in this movie, especially for a blockbuster where you don't expect strong acting these days. Because if you literally look at the last couple blockbusters you got, it's more the action and the story and not the acting. Like, I'm not there for Keanu Reeves acting in John Wick 4.
Right.
Zach, so,
Fair enough. That's fair. Well, let's get into the chat here and let's start seeing who's here, who's joining us today. It's got the Laser. What's going on, dude? He's like, you already know. Oh, yeah, man. It's going to be a good one. We got Sully Streams. What's going on, man? Says the stream can only handle so much, Zach. Buckle up. Oh, yeah. You get us together, it usually tends to go off the rails. And that's why I love having you here for the Q&As, man, because it's like when we don't have to worry about the topics, because usually it's like, oh, it's 2.5 hours into the show. We should probably finish the last topic. So the fact that we could just go, it's perfect.
It's best.
Laser saying Sully's in the house. Yes, he is. The Laser says, I got my white cheddar popcorn chips, my favorite, while watching your epic streaming with an awesome guest. Oh, dude, that's so kind.
Thank you, man.
Thank you so much. Luke Ponto, what's going on, Luke? Hey. What's up, my two favorite Zachs? Dude, that's so kind. Thank you so much, man. Red Comics, what's going on, dude? He says, hey, Zach, it feels like it's been years since I've joined a stream. I've had a lot going on. I can't watch for long, though. I'm on a lunch at the Film Academy. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Wow. No worries. If you guys don't know, Red Comics, he recently moved, and he's going to film school in Australia, or somewhere in Australia, I believe. So, yeah, he's going for it.
Okay. I was like, lunch? Oh, Australia. Okay.
Yep. Yeah. Totally different time zone. But that's honestly really incredible, dude. So congratulations to you. Hope you're having a great time there.
Yeah, man. That'll be me one day.
Oh yeah. The Laser says, Zach, you just got a new subscriber. Oh, well, that's awesome. I don't know who it was because were you already subscribed to me or no? Not yet.
Zach.
Well, thank you. Thank you for subscribing, dude. Thank you.
It doesn't help both our names are spelled the same.
I'm like, oh yeah, which one? It's probably you. It's probably you.
I think he was subbed to you. I think I seen him in your chat. What's his picture? Is that Joe Russo? Oh no, that's him. Okay. Does he have Joe Russo as his icon?
No, that's him. That's him. Hey, you know what? Joe Russo's a pretty good looking guy. So That's a compliment. Invite Earth 2, what's going on, dude? What's going on? He says, hey. Well, hey to you as well. I know that you were asking when another one of these was going to happen. So thank you for being here, dude. And I appreciate your interest in this. Michael 111591 is in here. What's going on, Michael? Hey, both Zachs. Yeah, maybe they should just call me Milne for today. Just Milne. When you're referring to me, just call me Milne or just put an M at the start and then we'll know you're talking about me.
I love saying his name for some reason, like saying the whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
It's fun. Michael 111591.
Yeah.
Invite Earth 2 says, I thought you usually start at half past. I usually do, but this guy, he's giving me his time, which, dude, always appreciated. I know that this is precious time that you were given to be with us and to be on the show tonight. So I appreciate you spending that precious time with us and being here. And yeah, you requested that we start a little earlier because it's much later where you are than I am. So absolutely, man. So I appreciate that. And that's why we're
sorry about throwing the schedule off, guys, but it's 10 p.m. where I am.
Yeah, absolutely. So I appreciate that. Red Comic says, what's your favorite murder mystery movie? Ooh.
I started doing research because I saw him see it. I was like, what is my favorite murder mystery movie?
Reading ahead of it.
I looked up a list of the 50 best, and I was like, did I see these? I have two answers. One that's not a traditional murder mystery movie, and it's actually one of my favorite movies of all time. That's Get Out, which I'm like, that technically is a murder mystery.
Yes, I would count that.
And Gone Girl. Ben Affleck film.
Good pick. I haven't seen that one yet, honestly.
No, really.
Yeah, I missed it when it was the hype, and then I just never got around to watching it.
Yeah.
Mystery movie, that's hard. Does Knives Out count? Knives Out would count, right?
That's the ultimate. That's a traditional mystery film. Which
really
one? The OG one or Glass Onion?
The OG one. I really liked Glass Onion when it came out. Like, I thought I liked it more than the first one when it came out.
Mm-hmm.
But I recently rewatching the first one. I like it a little bit more. I still prefer the first one. I think
it's a little more tame. I think Glass Onion kind of it's like in your face.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they definitely went bigger. And it doesn't always equal better, but it was definitely good. So I'm not.
They're both great to me.
And Clue, that old 80s.
I actually haven't seen that.
No, with Tim Curry and all them.
No, and that's number one on the list.
That's on
this list I'm looking at.
That's a fun one. I enjoy that one. Invite Earth 2 says, why has there been literally no news on Spider-Man 4? I mean, depending on who you believe, there has been news. There's been rumors. There's been speculation. Yeah. I've heard a lot about Spider-Man 4 online, actually. I mean, they came out recently and said Kevin Feige wants it to be more grounded and street level, maybe even have Kingpin in there, and Sony wants Toby and Andrew to come back. That was out there. And another thing that came out recently was Kevin Feige doesn't feel like he can be ready for Spider-Man 4 to come out in 2026, but Sony wants to push it for 2026. So I guess there's disagreements going on there as well. Yeah, I mean, no official news, but I guess that's because they don't have all their ducks in a row. I guess that's why you haven't heard any official news.
The word I heard is that he wants a Civil War like movie, like a street level Civil War with like Daredevil and all these street level heroes with Kingpin in the middle of it. And I think that sounds like a fantastic idea to reset Spider-Man at a street level. So he's not in space and he can actually be more like what he's there for. Like Spider-Man's best stories are when he's just in New York or Queens, not when he's like doing, like he's fighting aliens. So yeah, I get them wanting to recreate No Way Home. And there's a way to have the other two there. Maybe they come help or he gets a vice or something like that. But we do repeat No Way Home it's going to sully the first one.
Yeah, it's just like don't get me wrong, I enjoy my MCU crossovers. When characters show up in other characters' movies, I love it. But can't we just sit on this Spider-Man being alone on his own for just a little bit? I mean, just can't we have a Spider-Man movie? When was the last time? Was it The Amazing Spider-Man? Was the last Spider-Man movie we had where it was solely just Spider-Man? I mean, yeah, we got Peter Parker with Iron Man, then we had him with Nick Fury, and then we had him with the other Spider-Man and Happy Hogan and all that. And I love those movies, don't get me wrong. And then we had Into the Spider-Verse, which was all Spider-Man all together. Can't we just get a solo Spider-Man movie?
And he has so many stories that you can adapt that's cinematic. He doesn't need, I don't know what this need. I don't know if they don't trust Tom Holland. I trust Tom Holland. I think he can carry a movie.
Yeah.
I don't know why they just don't do it.
It's funny how things kind of like circle back around because before, when Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man series ended and we put Spider-Man into the MCU, having him with Iron Man and the Avengers was like, oh, this is fresh, this is unique, this is new for Spider-Man. Now we're at the point again where I feel like having Spider-Man on his own with the Daily Bugle and just Peter Parker and just him in a movie would feel fresh and unique again.
Because they overdid it. We were like,
Yeah.
yeah, he's in their other movies, but we expected his solo movies to be his solo movies. And I
Yeah.
feel like no one's getting solo movies. Thor, both 2 Thor movies in a row. Other heroes are in it. Ant-Man and the
Yeah.
Wasp. Well, I guess Ant-Man and the Wasp was just his people. He
Yeah, it
didn't
was
have
just
any.
Ant-Man with
And
Kang in
then the
there.
Quantumanium. Yeah, he was the villain. So I guess Ant-Man did. And then Doctor Strange had all these people in his movie.
Wanda, yeah.
Yeah, and the crossover for the Fox universe and all that. So like, I guess it's if like you're a new character, like Shang-Chi didn't have anybody, Eternals didn't have anybody, but all the old characters is like you have to tie in with another person. So,
Yeah. Even like Captain Marvel, well, not Captain Marvel too, the Marvels had to
yeah,
have Ms. Marvel and all them in it too. So
Monica and Nick Fury again.
yeah. Oh well. I mean, like I said, I love those Spider-Man films. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
if we could just get Tom Holland on his own, swinging around New York City, I would love that. Please, just give me like a throwback to Raimi's film or something.
Yeah.
The Matt Film Show, what's going on? Thanks for joining us, Matt. Says, are you all looking forward to the Michael Jackson biopic? I actually am. What do you think about that?
I'm not looking forward to it, but I will watch it because I love Michael Jackson.
Yeah, they've got his is it his nephew? I think it's his nephew. Yeah.
Yeah.
In the role. And I was kind of like not skeptical as in like nepotism, because I think nepotism's kind of overblown in some ways. It kind of annoys me sometimes. But just the fact that it was like not a traditional actor, I guess I was a little bit like hesitant in that way. But then they dropped that first image. Like, did you see that image of him?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he looks perfect.
He does. I went to go watch his because he does music. Like he's an artist. I went to go watch his a music video of him, and he could sing, he could dance. Like he's talented. So I'm like, okay, he's not. I don't think he's talented enough to like become a huge superstar, pop star. But I think he's talented enough to where he can do this really well.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what kind of chops he brings. But as far as first image goes, great.
That's perfect first image.
The Obithorian Alliance from Two Perspectives. Hey guys, how's it going? Says, hello, awesome Zach. Hope you have an awesome week. I was both wondering with Dune 2 compared to Madam Web, how can one be more superiorly in one other one? Is it absolutely travesty? How could one
be so like yeah. He's like how could this be so perfect and then this is like such trash? I'm like, that's life.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, it's easy to say. It just comes down to like the writing and the execution of both stories and the studio interference behind it, because every movie has some kind of studio interference with it. Madam Web, I suspect, had a lot more than Dune Part 2 probably did. But yeah, it's also, comparing oranges to apples. They're not the same kind of movies even. So yeah. I mean, it's just
if Denis did Madam Web and then came around and did this, I was like, whoa, dude, what the heck? How did you pull off doing one of the worst comic book movies to doing one of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time? How did you have time to do that? But since it's like the Chris Stuckman thing, like, yeah, S.J. Clarkson, who directed this film, she's a rookie director. And not all rookie directors are Joe Russo and Anthony Russo. You know what I mean? Like, she was doing television episodes, not even a whole series.
Yeah.
So for her to jump on, do a whole superhero film, and she's never been on a set like that, and not having a hand in the script, it was like 4 different people. So she's directing a script by 4 different people with like studio notes that have Pepsi signs and stuff. It's a lot going on, man.
Yeah.
What's going on in that movie? That's why it's a travesty. It was too much. It's too much.
Yeah, no, they definitely. I think the filmmaker wanted to make one kind of movie, and Sony wanted to make a bigger, connected, where can we go in the future type movie. And I don't think
you can see it. It feels like it has 2 halves.
Yeah, I don't think the vision's aligned at all. And
as soon as the superhero stuff started going on, it just went downhill. I was With Madam Web, the first 30 to 40 minutes, I was like, oh, why is everybody's trash? This is all right. And then,
I
like,
wasn't quite there.
I didn't think it was great. I just thought it was all right. I was like, I'm not hating this. The line delivery is not great, but it's like, this is kind of interesting. It's kind of like Final Destination, but in a superhero film. And then the guy in the black Spider-Man suit came, and everything just started going downhill, and all the superhero stuff started happening. I was like,
So did it fall downhill for you when he showed up in the subway?
yes.
Okay.
Because I was like, when did he change? Why is no one reacting to this guy crawling on the wall? Why is he attacking the cops, but leaving the girls alone, even though that's what he's there for? There was so much questioning. The taxi thing is what really took me out of the movie. The fact that she stole a taxi and then she rode it around the whole movie.
Went through airport security, got on a plane. Do you guys care that we're spoiling Madam Web? I
don't think they care.
I mean, even like I was watching Pitch Meeting. Do you watch Pitch Meetings?
Yes.
I love those videos. He's like, how did she get from like where was it again?
Either Argentina or Portugal or something.
Yeah, I can't remember where exactly she went, but how did she get from there, born as a baby, to being put in the foster care system in the States? Like, where's the bridge?
The Spider people have connections in America.
Imagine one of those guys showing up at like the orphanage.
They're like, what the heck? Shoot it on sight.
Yeah, no, that movie fell off a lot faster for me than it did for you, but I'm glad you got some enjoyment out of it.
It was funny. It was Clay. He said, "How's she gonna get to America?" It was like, bro, just let the movie cook. I'm not expecting logic in any Sony Spider-Man films. This is the first one I've watched out of all of them. I never watched any of the Venoms. I didn't watch Morbius, so I just went into this. I was like, okay, I'm a movie reviewer. I gotta go watch it. And
okay, I'd be really curious to see then what you think of Venom and Morbius. If you thought that this one was all right up until that point, because, well, I think Morbius is worse. I know some people say that this is worse than Morbius. I thought Morbius was worse because it was more bland and boring than this one was.
That's what I'm hearing, is that it's worse than this movie. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd be curious to hear what you thought of those if you get around to watching them. I don't recommend them, but if you get around to watching them.
I own Venom 1, so I might as watch it.
That one might be campy fun for you because it is campy. I can't have as much fun with it because the writing distracts me because it's just so bad and stupid. But I can acknowledge when people say it's campy fun.
Gotcha.
Jared Runner, what's going on, dude? He says, "What's up, fellas? Just having a great old night talking with you guys." Open Thorny Lion says, "I just got the book for Dune as well. Nice, man. Yeah,
me too. I bought it right after I saw the movie. I was like, I need to know more.
Are you reading it?
I haven't started reading yet, but I'm going to start soon.
Are you a reader? Do you read a lot?
I don't read a lot. My choice of medium is film and television. Also, this probably just because of my eyes. Like the small text hurts my head. Like after a while, I get headaches. So I used to read a lot when I was younger, and then for some reason, once my eyes started getting worse, I had to wear glasses. It just became hard.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not much of a reader myself.
No.
Envirus2 says, "Has Zach had a haircut?" I don't know, man. Have you had a haircut?
I think he's talking about you.
Did I have a haircut?
Not me.
In my life, yeah, I've had a haircut. I've experienced that. As of
experienced a haircut.
As of recently, though, no, I haven't. I haven't gotten a haircut yet.
Oh my god, this is so great.
The Laser says 3C Films riding the Dune bucket popcorn. I'm guessing that's like a thumbnail that he had or something. Riding the Dune.
Oh, is that what it was?
Bucket. It must be. I mean, I love 3C Films. I think he's awesome, but I haven't seen any image of him riding a Dune popcorn bucket. So maybe I missed a video upload or something. I don't know.
Probably.
3C we got Red Comics saying, "Are you interested in Ron Howard's Eden? It's a survival thriller with Ana de Armas and Jude Law that recently finished filming here on the Gold Coast. I've met a couple people who worked on it. That's super cool, man. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's my first time hearing about it.
Huh. I am now. Survival thriller, Ana de Armas. Yeah, I'm interested in that.
Is that how you say it? Have I been saying her name wrong this whole time?
How do you say it?
Ana de Armas.
Ana de Armas? Ana de Armas? I don't know. I don't know.
It could be either way.
You guys tell which Zach is saying it correctly, me or him. Got a debate going.
Ron Howard's an interesting filmmaker because he can make like a really. He's the type of guy that needs a great script because he can make a very bland movie, or he can make a really great movie, but the direction is still bland. Like he doesn't do anything interesting, really. If the script is great, the movie's great.
That's fair. I haven't seen. Well, off the top of my head, Ron Howard's not a director where I feel like his style sticks out to me. Like I know he did How the Grinch Stole Christmas with Jim Carrey because I watch that every year, so I see the Ron Howard title come up. But as far as that, I don't really like. I know he fixed up Solo, but I can't think of many other Ron Howard films off the top of my head. We got Perp Minded in here saying salute. What's going on, Perp Minded? Thanks for being here. Drinking a lot of water tonight. Must be thirsty.
Same.
The Ace Avenue, what's going on, dude? Ace, one of our beloved channel members as well. Thank you for being here, man. Thanks for being a channel member. He says, "What's up, fellas? Just having a great old night, having a chat with you guys.
We're channel member brethren or children of the Zach M's."
Yes, you were also a channel member, and I appreciate you for that as well, my friend.
No problem.
The view with Drew, what's going on, man? Says, "Hey everyone, what's up? Was just having a great old night, Drew. Glad you could make it." Enviro 2 says, "Do you think Daredevil Born Again delay will help or hinder the final product?" I want to hear your thoughts on that first.
I think it will help. I think it will help the final product. Things that I was hearing from the early script sounded dumb. Just to be clear about it, I was gonna try to say it nice. I was like, nah, it was dumb. And just not bringing back the Netflix show characters when you're bringing back the Netflix. Like you just might just reboot the character and cast someone new if you're just going to change everything. Don't bring these characters over to get our nostalgia and connection to them and then write them differently. Just give us season 4 in the MCU. That's all you need to do. Yeah. So I'm happy that they brought the Punisher show writer over because Punisher is written really well. And I'm glad that they brought back Karen and Foggy, and we're going to be getting more of that stuff just years later. I think it's promising.
I will definitely agree with you. I think it helps. And I also will go as far to say that I think we should be very optimistic about the future of Marvel based off this decision, because not obviously, but my suspicion is their thought process was probably, we don't want to have the Netflix continuity because we've already have such a long continuity. That's just another thing to put on people's plates. Let's just do it clean slate, but have the actors that they love come in and do it. Then they saw what they were making and they realized it doesn't work that way. So forget this idea. Let's go back to, let's include the Netflix stuff because it'll make people happier. It'll be better for the overall product, and we'll scrap this and we'll move forward with that. And I mean, anybody who can admit when they're wrong and make a course correction, that's always a good sign. So doesn't mean it's going to turn out great, though. That still doesn't mean it's going to turn out great, but it definitely puts it in a better direction, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
The View with Drew says, "Good news. I watched Taxi Driver tonight." Nice, man.
It's a film I need to see. It's been on my list for a while.
What have you been watching, man? Have you been watching some stuff?
Well, it took me a bajillion years to finish Lord of the Rings 2 Towers.
How many nights did you split it up? How many nights?
3 nights. 3 nights.
3 nights.
Split it up.
All right.
3 nights. Yeah, it was a lot. Other than Dune, I saw the Book of Clarence, which I thought ended up being a great movie. Drive Away Dolls, which I thought was a good movie. I did a watch along with Dark Movies where I watched The Lighthouse for the first time.
Dude, what did you think of The Lighthouse? Because that movie's a trip.
It's a trip. I was like, did I do drugs while I was on this? What is happening?
If I gave you $100, could you tell me what The Lighthouse is about?
So if I did look up information afterwards, no. But since I did, I kind of have a grasp of what was going on. It's the Prometheus, which I believe in Greek mythology is a god that wanted to give fire and weapons to men, and God punished him for it. And this is that story, but from like a regular people's point of view. If that makes sense.
I don't think that's what it is.
Zach,
it's obviously a retelling of The Little Mermaid.
That's the sickest Little Mermaid I've ever seen in my life.
It's for grown-ups, man. That's the twist.
Don't give those Winnie the Pooh blood and honey people any ideas.
They don't need any ideas. They're full of them. Oh man. Let's see here. What have I been watching? I watched Dune. Been watching the Dunes.
To both Dunes.
Let's see here. I watched the first episode of the Avatar: The Last Airbender on Netflix earlier today.
I haven't gotten to that yet.
I thought it was okay.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just because it's a translation from an animated cartoon, which isn't an excuse because we've seen it done before. The acting feels off to me. And I think it's the dialogue. I think it's the dialogue doesn't work as well in live action the way that they've written it. And
they didn't change the dialogue for live action?
I don't think they changed it enough. But I like the world building. The characters, I'm like iffy on. I'm like, as the series progresses, if you grow, I'll probably like you. But if you stay this way, you're going to annoy the crap out of me. It's kind of how I feel at the moment. Just one episode in. But the visuals were kind of cool. The action was kind of cool. So I will say, though, this might, because I've seen like the animated one when I was a really little kid. I had in the back of my mind when they announced the live action one, how's that arrow going to look on their forehead, in live action, because it looks kind of silly in cartoon. So how's it going to look in live action? I'm here to report it looks dumb, but that's just me.
I haven't watched the show. Images I've seen it look good, but it looks dumb in motion.
I think as far as like translation of characters from live action to or from animated to live action, it looks like it's a good translation. Like it looks very accurate. I don't know. It's an arrow, though. I can't stop staring at it. It's so distracting. It's like, what are you pointing to? I can't get over it. I don't know what it is. It bugs me. It honestly does.
That's hilarious. A show I could recommend, I forgot I was watching this, is Mr. and Smith on Prime Video.
I've been trying to get my wife to watch that, man. I've been trying, like, every night she's like, what do we want to watch? And I'm like, ooh, I hear this is good. And she's like, I'm not really feeling like a spy thing. I'm like, come on.
It's more relationship heavy than spy. It's like a mixture, but.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
see, I got to tell her that.
Yeah.
Look at that. The Ace Avenue has been a member for 1 month. Dude, thank you so much for being here for a month. It's been a pleasure. It's been a joy to have you, dude. And that's so awesome. All right, where did we leave off? We left off with right here. Perp Minded says, in the 1984 Dune, that hand in the box scene is hilarious. I mean, honestly, the effect wasn't that bad. I didn't think it was too bad. They didn't really the acting. Yeah, the acting doesn't really match the effect, but the effect of the hand burning and the skin melting, I actually thought that was pretty cool. And I don't think they show that in the 2021 version. They just kind of say that his hand is burning. I don't think they show.
They don't show it. They just show you hear the pain, but you don't actually see.
Yeah, which works, but I don't know. I thought the effect held up. I thought it was cool. Scottish Geek Guy, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. He says, howdy, folks. Well, howdy right back to you, man.
Hope you having a good night.
Invite Earth 2 says You season 5 on Netflix said 2024, but will probably be delayed until 2025 as they haven't even started filming yet.
Oh, please, no. All these things get into 2025. I'm going to be so old.
I mean, is You a pretty, like, contained little show? I've never seen it.
Contained in terms of what?
Like, probably no big effects. Probably takes place in a couple locations kind of thing.
Yeah, no effects at all.
They could probably get that out at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's just practical stuff, like with blood. I don't think they need CGI or VFX heavy stuff. Unless the actors are doing something. I don't know if the actors are doing anything. I don't know.
Look, they just announced that Moana 2 is coming out in November, and they just got Dwayne Johnson and Aaliyah Carvalho to sign on to do the voices. So if they can get that thing out by November of this year, You is going to be just fine.
That's true. That is true. And Karate Kid. They just announced the Karate Kid.
And the Karate Kid movie. I don't know, man. I don't know if I buy it.
I think it's going to get delayed.
I mean, I guess, has it been any news on it? Because I haven't seen anything. Have they hired the kid yet? Because they had
the guy from American Born Chinese got casted. as Karate Kid.
Of course, they did an open casting call for any average Joe, but they went and got someone from Hollywood. Always happens.
They thought they were being slick. I saw it. I see you. Exactly what you did.
Got the hopes up for nothing.
Yep.
Dune 2 is one of those ones, says Perp Minded. Dune 2 is one of those ones. Like one of those great ones, probably.
Yeah, that's definitely slang for one of those great ones.
Nathan's Random Movies. What's going on, Nathan? Thanks for joining us. Says hi, Zach and Zach. Oh, dude, he mentioned you second. How cute. What do you plan on seeing in March? I will go Dune 2, Spaceman, Kung Fu Panda 4, Imaginary, Godzilla, X-Con, and Ghostbusters 4. Cool. Finally, this year is picking up in movies. Definitely Dune 2. Definitely Kung Fu. Well, not definitely, but probably Kung Fu Panda 4. Definitely Godzilla, X-Kong, and definitely Ghostbusters. Spaceman comes out on Friday on Netflix. I might be able to catch that. And Imaginary, I don't know, man. That trailer freaked me out. I don't know if I can do it.
Doom 2 already seen. I probably will watch Space. Actually, I'm not going to watch Spaceman because it has a giant spider in it, and I'm scared of spiders.
Really?
Yeah.
You should watch Harry Potter and what is it? The Chamber of Secrets or something like that? Wait, you said you're scared of... Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
No. I'm just
threw me off.
Enjoy Return of the King, man.
Oh no. Does it look real?
It's from like 2004. You'll be fine.
No. The VFX for movies are good. What are you talking about?
You'll be fine, man. I recommend a watch along.
You should. I did a live stream where I reacted to the Spaceman trailer, and I was freaking out. Everybody was watching me freak out.
Oh, really? I gotta go back and watch that.
Did they do this? It could have been any other animal. It had to be a spider he's talking to the whole movie. Oh man! I was like, oh, I'm enjoying this. This might be good. I love Adam Sandler when he's serious. And then I was like, oh, I'm not watching this. Kung Fu Panda. I've only seen the first two, so I don't know if I'm going to watch the fourth one. Imaginary looks stupid fun. Godzilla, X-Con. Oh shoot, I haven't seen the other. I've only seen the first 2014. I haven't seen the other two in between this, so I actually got to watch those. And that's coming up soon. And Ghostbusters 4. I haven't. Wait, is it 4? That's the fourth one. I thought there was.
Technically, it's the fifth if you count the Lady Ghostbusters movie that they did with who is it? Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy. But it's not the same continuity.
It's not the same continuity. Okay. I haven't watched the one before this. Is that Afterlife?
Yeah.
I have to watch Afterlife. So there's a couple things I need to watch before I watch these big movies.
I mean, you could probably get away with just watching Godzilla versus Kong before Godzilla X Kong. But because the Kong Skull Island movie, I mean, I obviously haven't seen Godzilla X Kong, but it doesn't like really connect. It even feels like a different Kong in some ways. And Godzilla King of the Monsters, well, it kind of connects, but I don't think you'd be lost. There's like a character that connects it to. But yeah, definitely check them all out if you can. But if you can't get around to it, I would just try to just see Godzilla versus Kong before X Kong. And Lord of the Rings is going to be fun for you, man. The Dave Show. Hey guys, what's going on, Dave? Thanks for being here, man.
Hey, I'm sorry, Dave Show. I meant to say hi. I'm just thinking about how much I'm going to hate this movie. I'm going to get my Lord of the Rings 2 Towers review is my most disliked video.
Oof. Well, you didn't like it very much.
I said it was great. It's just that I said the first hour and 22 minutes were boring.
I know.
But the movie is 3 hours.
That's all they hear, though. That's all they need to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, man. That just means that, people are passionate about your content, that they're so willing to hit the dislike button because
that's true.
They were disappointed with it, and they usually love it. The Perk Minded says, my first time watching Lord of the Rings was watching the extended versions. Me too. I've never seen the theatrical cuts. I own them, but I never went to watch them after watching the extended cuts.
I think if I ever watch like Fellowship of the Ring, I will always watch the extended cut. I really enjoyed that movie. 2 Towers, I'm never watching the extended cut again. That first hour and change was too long for me. And after watching this 4.5 hour movie, if it's not the greatest thing I've ever seen, I'm never watching It's too long. It's too long.
That's a lot of pressure on it. I don't know if it's going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen.
It has to enter into my top 50 best movies of all time.
Wow.
It doesn't even need to be top 10. Just needs to be able to like, oh, I could put this in this list.
Interesting. I'll be very curious to see your thoughts on that, honestly. That's a high bar. Enviro 2 says the Snyder Cut is the longest movie I've seen. Yeah, I thought it was until I remembered that Return of the King was like 5 hours. So definitely not the longest anymore. But yeah, I don't know if they get any longer than that. Nathan's Random Movie says, how is your Godzilla watch through going? Terribly. I have fallen way behind, and I think I'm just gonna have to admit I gotta take the pressure off. I'm not gonna hit the March 29th, because it's like March, not tomorrow because it's a leap year, but I guess like it's basically almost March, so I have like 30 days to get through the rest of the I don't know. Well, I'm unemployed now, so I got more time, so maybe I'll get through them all. But I'm trying to get my I'm trying to spend my time, I should say, a little bit more proactive than sitting and watching 30 Godzilla
movies. And then you're only gonna like 2 of them.
Trying to get out there and get a job, but we'll see. Maybe tomorrow I'll take the day off of doing that and just watch Godzilla.
That is hilarious.
I'm watching Dune at 3:50, so I can't do that. Perp Minded. I don't know what's going to be part 2 because no other movie is probably going to have hype like this before it releases fully. I don't know what's going to be part 2. Oh, like you don't know what's going to be
beat
out?
I think he meant to say beat and forgot the A and the T.
Oh, what's going to beat part 2? Oh, I see. What's going to beat part 2, as in like probably the Oscars that we talked about. How people have said the Oscar race is over before it's begun with Dune part 2. I mean, it is hard to imagine another movie getting this level of hype.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
But that's not going to be Academy hype. That's not going to be.
Oh, you're talking about the Academies. Yeah. Oh, yeah, no. That's not winning anything.
Yeah. I mean, Deadpool 3 might end up being my favorite movie of the year still. But after all this hype, I don't know. Dune Part 2 might be the best movie of the year. I'll have to wait and see it.
Yeah.
Enviro 2 says, what do you think was the exact reason that Jared Leto's Joker failed? That's a loaded question. I think the movie. Didn't.
Simple. That's the best answer.
Yeah, the movie. That's the movie. I think
it was the movie. It's not him.
I think the movie, the way, I mean, you hear the stories that David Ayer says it's not his film. The studio went in, chopped it up, and I think the Joker's role just kind of got lost. And I don't think that he was able to leave an impact like they probably want. Because there were aspects of Jared Leto's Joker that I liked, honestly. Like, I didn't hate his iteration of. I liked that it was different. I liked that it was new. It still felt like the Joker, but I liked that he was more of like a gang. Like, it felt more part of a gang kind of thing. So, which fits with David Ayer's, filmography style. Yeah. So, I don't know. I think the editing, the way that they retooled that movie, just kind of let him down.
They took a lot of his. Daryl talked about it. A lot of the scenes that really influenced the character, they took out of the movie. Mm-hmm. They took like 30 minutes of the stuff that he did. It's hard being an actor. Can you imagine that? You craft this character, you do all these scenes, you think it's awesome, and you go watch the movie and they only use 20 minutes of all 4 hours of whatever you did. Like,
I mean, if you believe in karma, you can say it's karma, because that dude was sending dead rats in the mail to his cast members and stuff like that. So that stuff I don't condone. That is not method acting. That's just being a psycho.
Yeah. Which I guess is a Joker.
Yeah. So, but you know what? I think some people would say that's what he gets for being a jerk like that, I guess. I don't know. I like Jared Leto. Like, he gets a lot of hate, especially as an actor. I like him. I think he's talented.
Yes.
Nathan's Random Movie says, my big watch through of the year will be all 53 DC movies with Joker when Joker 2 arrives. I have rewatched Batman Begins and Man of Steel. All 53. So you're going like Supergirl. Are you going back to Adam West's Batman? Are you like all of them? Like every DC movie ever released? That's ambitious.
That's a lot.
That
a lot
is
of repetition.
I don't know if I could do that.
A lot of Bruce Wayne parents getting killed over and over.
You're gonna see those pearls fly quite a bit, my friend. Gonna dream about it. Nathan's Random Movies. Also, I watched Watchmen 2009, the first hour 45 minutes of it, and I'm going to finish it tonight. I'm absolutely loving this movie, by the way. Nice.
Love
I
that
did
movie.
not love it. I liked a lot about it, but I did not love
Mm.
it as a whole. Kenny Spars, what's going on, Ken? Thanks for joining us, my friend. He says, Get Out is a classic. I would agree with that. I think we can say that it's a classic. Absolutely.
Yep.
Gone Girl is phenomenal. Yeah, that's what I hear. I gotta get on that. I gotta watch that one. So many movies. Dave Show says, have a two-parter. Do you guys feel like it's okay. You have a two-parter. Do you guys feel like it's easier to review movies or TV shows? And is it easier to get people to tune into movie or TV show reviews? That's a good question. I'll let you go first.
I think that it's easier to review a movie because you get the whole story. You can just break it down from there, and that's it. With TV, I used to do TV show reviews when I started, and I kept watching them. Like, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at reviewing an episode of something, or like reviewing a whole series and doing it in 5 or 8 minutes. Like, how do you review 10 hours of TV in 8 minutes? It doesn't make any sense. So for me personally, it's easy to do movies. But in terms of like watching stuff, I think people like watching people watch episodes. You know how people do the reactions
Yeah.
to stuff, than watching people review the episode or the series. And I think they look forward to more of that movie reviews. So that's
I would agree with that. I mean, just like the way that I consume YouTube content, that's kind of what I like. I'd rather watch a reaction to it, especially after if I just finished the episode and something crazy happened and I want to relive that experience with someone else, then I'll go and find an episode reaction and go to that part and watch that more than I'll watch a TV review. I agree with you. I think movies are easier to review for me in a sense of like I think there's a talent to doing TV reviews, and I don't think I've like worked to that skill enough yet where it's like, you know, a movie's like 2 hours long and you can kind of like, okay, first act, second act, third act, I can kind of break down what happened in them, break it down to like what I thought about the overall thing with the effects in them and the acting and all that stuff. Whereas TV shows, it's like, okay, so it was 10 episodes. Did this happen in episode 4 or when did that happen? And it's kind of hard to keep track of it all. And also now with streaming, there's just so much. There's just so much to keep track of. And
so many.
Unless you get it out like movie reviews, you can go to the movie theater that night, opening night, right? And then get the review out the next morning or even that night. And then the movie's still fresh and people are still discovering it and going to
the
it
following week. Yeah.
Yes, and so they'll still be looking for reviews. Whereas TV shows, it's like once you binge through the whole thing, and sometimes it takes a long time to get through a TV show. That like, okay, now I can get my TV review up for this show. Oh, it's been a week. It was done a week ago, and someone stayed up. Those madmen who stay up till 4 a.m. to watch the whole thing, and then get the review out the very next morning, so that they can be first, like right there. Like that's where the algorithm's going. That's who's getting,
especially people who get the episodes early.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of those big tubers, they get the episodes way before we get it, so they've already recorded a review. They're just waiting for the embargo to lift.
Yeah. Like I did a review of Echo because Echo was 5 episodes. It literally took me 3.5 hours, and I got it out that night. So that video did pretty well. Whenever I do a TV review, I don't think they're worth it. They don't do that well, you know, and it's unfortunate.
Yeah, a lot of these shows are 8 episodes, hour long. Sometimes they'll have episodes an hour and 20 minutes for some reason. It's just a big investment, and then the review doesn't do well.
Yep. But thanks for the question, man. That was a really good question. Nathan's Random Movie says Ballerina, the John Wick spinoff, got delayed to June 2025. That it did.
Another 2025 delay.
Were you surprised?
A little bit. I thought that they would have a handle on it, but now after hearing Ian Shane say that they want to make sure it lives up to the franchise, and what they had so far did not. So the only thing I'm scared about this now, anytime stuff like this happens, is that the budget is going to get bloated. If they have to retool this much, and Anna Armas is not cheap. And guess whoever else is in this movie, because they kind of said that Keanu Reeves will be in it since it's a prequel. I'm scared that the budget might be really big and it's going to fail. Because I would love for her to have an action franchise. I think she did a really great job in Gray Man. I think she did a great job in No Time to Die. I'm just a fan of her as an actress. But yeah, I'm shocked that they let it get to a point where it wasn't of the quality.
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't shocked because we didn't really hear anything about it, and it was coming out in June. And usually at
Yeah,
this point, like, I don't know, poster, trailer, something,
teaser.
something,
Yeah,
something. I figured something would have come out by now, and
yeah,
the fact that it got pushed didn't surprise me all that much. What kind of going back to like the Marvel talk, it's also kind of reassuring that they were like, all right, the action in this doesn't hold up to John Wick standards, so we're going to go back, retool the action, and do better with the action. Because if you're doing a John Wick spinoff coming off of John Wick Chapter 4 and your action is not up to par, your movie's you're dead.
Continental.
Yeah, well, I didn't see Continental. I forgot all about Continental, honestly. So that's really funny. But that's kind of my point. It's dead on arrival.
Yeah.
If you cannot match the John Wick action, it doesn't. I mean, you could have a good story, maybe, but people want that John Wick action. If they go into that movie and they're like, it wasn't as good as John Wick action, forget about it. You know?
And
So
also it has a hurdle climb to the fact that there's going to be a female lead. Those people. Oh, you're
yeah, I
trying to
mean,
replace.
there will definitely be people like that, but I also think Ana de Armas will be able to outweigh those people. I recently just saw No Time to Die. Her scene in No Time to Die, I'm ready for Ballerina. That, like, she killed it. That was
That's what I'm saying.
awesome. I'm ready for
Yeah,
more of that. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, it's kind of like it will probably just help the movie when we eventually go see it.
yeah. Did you enjoy No Time to Die?
I did.
Okay.
I've never been like very passionate about the James Bond films. Like, I didn't like it as much as I liked Casino Royale or Skyfall, but I liked it
Mhm.
more than Spectre, and I liked it more than Quantum of
Quantum.
Solace. Yeah,
Okay.
so it was decent. The ending was kind of ballsy. I don't know if I
Yeah,
loved it, but I kind of appreciated what they were trying to go for.
yeah. That was requested by Daniel Craig.
Oh, really? I didn't
Yeah,
know
he
that.
wanted to make
Can we
sure that they never
can we
asked him
spoil
to
it?
do
It's
it
been out
again.
for what, 2 years? 2 years?
Yeah.
James
Should've been.
Bond gets blown up, y'all. So that's the end of No Time to Die, and that's the end of James Bond. Which, yeah, I don't know. It was kind of a poetic ending in a way,
Yeah.
but
Kinda
Edwin's video
lost
games.
everything that he was holding on to, all his girls and all that stuff. I get it.
Yeah, yeah, that too. What's going on, Edwin? Thanks for joining us, man. Kenny Sparks says, honestly, Kevin Feige doesn't need Spider-Man as much as Sony needs Kevin Feige to need Spider-Man. Very well
That's
said.
amazing.
That is very well said. Absolutely.
That's true.
Toxic Gamer 331 says, Olo, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. Kenny Sparks says, I agree, Zach M. That's me. I love a Spidey solo mission where he resolves the issue all by himself. Yes, absolutely. Nathan Spider Movie says, is Jaws a horror film? I consider it a thriller. I got into so many debates in high school about this movie. Have you seen Jaws? I think you have, right?
Yes, I think Jaws.
Yes. Okay. What would you classify? Would you classify it as a horror or a thriller?
A horror.
Yeah.
Mhm,
I think it has horror elements. I think it's more of
mhm.
a thriller.
Think it's more of a thriller. Okay.
Yeah, I think I just I don't know. I view it more as a thriller because I think a conventional, like, some of the ways that people would argue this back to me in high school is like it's kind of the equivalent of a slasher of that time, which I can
Yeah,
see that argument, like, just with a big shark, it's kind of the equivalent of a
it's a
slasher.
slasher.
But
Yeah.
I think it's more of a drama than I see
Mm,
it as a horror or a thriller. Not even a drama, but like it's so character focused,
yeah.
and it's got those moments like when the head comes out of the boat and the music dun, dun, and you see the shark coming. But I don't know. There's something about it that doesn't play as a horror film to me. I see it more as
Okay.
a thriller. But I
The
mean,
line between horror and thriller is so blurred these days.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I
it
I
really
get that.
is. I guess, like, if you compare it though to the horror films of the time, right?
Mm,
Of that time, it doesn't really play like one, but
yeah.
that's just how I look at it. The Lawrence Report, what's going on? Thanks for joining us. It says right now more Spider team ups. We just need a nice Spidey solo. Yes, Yes, I agree. We do. Talk to me with one says, Zach, I just did a live stream where you were in a 6-man wrestling match with Sean Chandler, Flickpick, Austin Burke, Cody Leach, and 3C Films. Wow, I sound like I got pummeled in that. If you guys don't
That's
know,
a great company to be in.
that's really good company. If you guys don't know, Toxic Gamer, he has a wrestling game where he creates characters, and he's created me in his game, which is such an honor. It's so cool. I those videos pop up for me, and I'll check them out, and it's an honor, dude. Thank you so much. I can't believe you do that. Which you unfortunately lost. Yeah, I figured I would have. Lost against that. Flick pick in there, I'm dead, dude. Kenny Sparks, I do feel like Spider-Man Far From Home is a solo mission. He's given his mission by Skrull Fury, but he essentially resolves it by himself. Yeah, I think it's more of what I was looking for, because I definitely preferred Far From Homecoming for that reason.
He resolved Homecoming by himself, though.
That's a good point too. He did resolve it, and I think there was just more of the overall Tony Stark presence over that movie. But that is a good point. I can't argue against that. He did resolve it on his own in both those movies. So, but Far From Home, he just feels a little bit more removed from the rest of the characters. So I can see where both of you guys are coming from. The Lawrence Report says, I want a Spidey solo, no more MCU team-ups, you know? I mean, I love the MCU team-ups, but we're on the same page. Old Maddie, what's going on, man? Says, love this channel. Hope everyone is doing well. Well, back at you, man. I appreciate the kind words. That was very nice of you. Dave Show says, I hear Blade movie might be pushed to 2026. Dude, I don't even know if that movie's getting made. Have you heard about all the drama with Blade?
Yeah, with the script and rewrites and Mahershala Ali not liking it and stuff like that. I'm like, wait, why does he have so much power over it?
I mean, you got Mahershala Ali. He is a pretty big name to get. I would imagine part of the reasoning he signed on was probably he wanted a little bit control over it. But also, like, he was announced back in 2021, 20.
I think he was announced the same time Brie Larson. Wasn't he announced the same time Brie Larson was announced?
I don't know, man. It was
Marvel?
years ago. It was years ago.
She had 2 movies and he hasn't had one yet.
Exactly. He hasn't had one yet, and they hired a new writer the day before the writer's strike. Like, it's been it's getting pushed. It's not. I don't think it's coming out by 2025.
You know what it is? This wasn't in Kevin Feige's docket, and I think that's why. Because he literally said, Mahershala Ali called him and said, Blade, and he's like, I'll do it. It's one of those things where, because the actor wants to do it, so now he has to come up with, where does this slot in? How violent can I get the Disney board to make this R-rated? Can we do a vampire film? He has to think about all these things when he's doing these films. I think that's why I was like, oh, we're going to have a female lead, probably like to tame it down a little bit. And then it was like, oh, let's have his daughter. And then I think he's trying to find ways to make it like family drama-ish so that Disney will be okay with it. And we're realizing, like, he's like, no, I just got to make a regular rated R vampire killing film. And that's what's taking so long.
I mean, it's also the question of, like, how do we get this to fit into the tone, the world of the MCU? Like, it's so far removed. Like, even Werewolf by Night is like MCU, but it feels far removed from the actual MCU that it can kind of be standalone on its own. Whereas if you want to incorporate Blade, I mean, that's a really different character than they've ever had in their family-friendly 4-quadrant movie of the MCU.
Yeah. So you kind of got to look at something like maybe Ultimate Spider-Man, that Spider-Man animated show where Blade was in a bunch of episodes, and they kind of did a good job of having him toned down but still be Blade. So maybe that's where they look for. I don't know,
man. It's set to come out, I think, at the moment, 2025. What do you think? Do you think it's going to come out by then, or do you think it's going to get delayed? If I had to put money on it, I'd say delayed.
If we hear another issue in the next coming months, it's getting delayed. But if there's no more issues, I feel like they can make it. Because also Blade shouldn't be a VFX heavy kind of film. They should figure out to make it. This doesn't need to be $200 million. 80 million, and yet it will 90 million. Yeah, it definitely will be. But like, if Gareth Edwards can make The Creator on $80 million, and that movie should look way better than Blade actually does, this movie should be like 90, maybe 100 million at max. Make it a cheap. You can make cheap MCU films. Not everything has to be 200 million.
Yeah, I agree. And they really started. They got to start learning that. They really got to start learning that.
Yeah.
The Lawrence report says the only team up I will allow is Daredevil and Miles. Interesting. Not even Peter Parker and Daredevil, just Daredevil and Miles.
That's not a non-traditional team up, but I'm down.
Do you think? Because I saw a report. I don't want to call it a report. I saw a Twitter handle rumor that Spider-Man 4 is going to. They want to introduce Miles Morales in Spider-Man 4 and start to get Miles Morales into the MCU. Do you think it's too early?
So I saw a report. I saw that same Twitter thing. I forgot who it was, but Amy Pascal, who runs Spider-Man, said that they're not going to do any live action Miles stuff until they finish the next 2 Across the Spider-Verse films. So
The next
I
2?
feel like, yeah, we're getting a female spinoff with all the female characters.
Oh crap! I didn't hear about that.
Yeah,
That's interesting. Okay.
So I feel like that's going to take a while because Beyond just got pushed. I think Beyond is coming out in 2025, another 2025 film. So
that's true.
That, and then the female one's probably not going to come out the same year. So you're talking 2026, and they're trying to get Spider-Man out next year. So I can see
they want to, but I doubt they will.
Yeah, I doubt they will. So I can see them maybe introducing Miles in Spider-Man 5. Tom will be old enough there where now it makes sense. His character should be in their mid-20s, maybe late 20s, to reflect him in real life. And that's where you can introduce a Miles that's 10, 11, 12, and then you kill off Tom Holland.
Dude, I don't want to see him get killed off. That's so sad. But I don't know. I just feel like he needs to mature more as Spider-Man before they kill him off.
Yeah,
it needs to be more impactful. Like
it needs to be an adult.
Yeah, they need to really. I think they need to draw that out just a little bit longer. Like I think that they need to get 5 more years out of Tom Holland. I think still before they introduce Miles and go about that storyline.
Yeah.
But all I know is that if I was the artist on Sony right now and they told me that they're working on 2 Spider-Verse movies, I would be stressing. I would be so stressed.
What? You know how long it took them to do the last one?
Amy Pascal in front of the camera is like, we're going to do 2 movies. It's exciting. Behind the scenes, it's like, move it. We said 2025. Just a whip. Move it. We need that rendered
now. We need Spider-Man 2099 butt cheeks to look great.
I've been staring at his crotch for 5 hours, ma'am. Work, move it faster. Oh man, I feel so bad for those artists, but thank you so much for what you've given us, artists. It was worth it. Well, maybe not for you. But moving on. Nathan's random movies. With Kang out of the picture, I'm even more skeptical of the MCU since now it is kind of like they are making things up as they go along now. I mean, the funny thing about that is that they have kind of already been doing that because back, I can only say this based off of the book, the MCU, whatever it was called, the History in Hollywood, or I don't remember. It was the book that came out like end of last year. In that book, they talk about how like Thanos was just put at the end of the post-credit scene because Joss Whedon wanted Thanos at the end of the post-credit scene in the first Avengers film. It wasn't like this premeditated, we're going to build up to Thanos in 10 years. Yeah. No, it was just Joss Whedon being like, I think it'd be cool if Thanos was here. And then he put him in there. And so you could argue they've kind of already been making things up as they went along in the past.
They definitely have.
Then
they retroactively go, oh, okay, this all ties together and is thematically and it works off and pays off.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So like, I believe that they did have like a 10-year vision of like, we want all of our characters to come together in a movie, but I don't think it was specifically, and Thanos will be the villain, and this is the roadmap of how. No, it just as things happen, they
Civil War was a reactionary thing. It was a reaction to Dawn of Justice. They weren't even going to do that movie. They were going to do Captain America versus the Serpent Society.
They did announce it that
So
way, yeah.
yeah, so like just that, like Civil War is so important to the Infinity Saga. It's literally why
Mhm.
Infinity War happens the way it happens. But that movie almost didn't happen. So you could just tell that they don't do that, you know?
I love that movie. That movie's still one of my favorites in the MCU.
So good. Top 5.
3D Movie Cinema says, "What's going on, man? Thanks for joining us, Jake." Says, "Hey guys, 3D Jake is in the house. What are you guys' thoughts on Machine Gun Kelly as the Crow? I mean, Bill Skarsgård as the Crow movie looks like a pass to me. Take care, guys."
I don't know. I know you guys just saw my face. I was like, Michelle got Kelly, and then he said the Bill Skarsgård. That's amazing.
I've never seen The Crow, so I honestly don't really know what this even is. Have you seen The Crow?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite movies. Jet Li? No, Bruce Lee's son was the original Crow, died on set, and then they tried to make
That
another
movie.
one, and then someone else died on set.
Oh,
He's kind of
there were
cursed.
2 people who died on set?
Yes.
I've only heard of the one. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I think they made 4 of those movies. After the second one was like straight to DVD because it was just not good. But yeah, they showed the pictures of Bill Skarsgård's character. It just looks weird. It looks like a bad cosplayer,
Mm.
which is not great. It honestly looks like Jared Leto's Joker trying to be the Crow. That's the way to describe how it
Interesting.
looks. It's just real weird. It doesn't feel like a grunge character in 2024, 2025. It feels like what somebody that was born in 2011 thinks a grunge character looks
He's
like back
got
in the
damage
80s.
written across his forehead and
He has
everything.
a tattoo on his forehead. He does. And he
Oh my
just
god.
has yeah, it was just weird. The first look, when we talk about first looks, like the Michael Jackson thing was perfect. This was a bad first look.
He's got a crow on his chest, just like a tattoo of a giant
I
crow.
think he has like a big circle with wings.
Wow. All right
Not
then.
good.
Well, maybe it'll look better once it's in motion. Maybe
Yeah,
it's one
that's
of
what I'm
those
hoping with the
costumes.
VFX and all that stuff. It looks good.
Enviro Earth 2 says, "What is the best example of a sequel that didn't need to be made but did well?" Toy Story 2. Maybe. No, Toy Story 4. I'll go Toy Story 4 because so many people at the end of Toy Story 3 were like, "Why are you making a 4th one? It doesn't need to happen. You ended the trilogy," and I was one of these people. Ended the trilogy perfectly. Like, we don't need another Toy Story. And then I love Toy Story 4. So there's
I
one.
hear mixed things though. I haven't seen 4 yet, because I love 3 so much. I hear mixed things on that. Some people says not good. Some people say like
Interesting.
it's good.
I
So
I recommend it. I think it's good. I
yeah,
like it. It still has the charm and the essence of what the Toy Story films were, but it
yeah.
also in some way feels matured a little bit. I
Mm.
thought they did a really good job with it.
I'll say the Suicide Squad
Mm,
is one that didn't really need to be made, but ended up doing well.
that is technically a sequel. Yeah.
Yeah,
The real answer to this is no sequel has ever needed to be made. That's
yeah.
the real answer
No
here.
movie has ever needed to be made.
Yeah, exactly. We only celebrate The Empire Strikes Back because The Empire Strikes Back turned out very well. If that movie sucked, we'd all be saying they should have ended at A New Hope.
Yep.
They should have never done Empire Strikes Back. It's just how it comes out, and that's just the truth. Docs Gamer 331 says, and the episode was a season finale. Oh, for the WWE 2023 series and everything from Will Carry On. That's awesome, man. That's really cool.
Nice.
I'm honored to be a part of the season, man.
That's
Thank you so
cool.
much. Enviro 2 also is saying, what's an example of a sequel that didn't do well that was redundant? It didn't do
Mm,
well and it was redundant. Did Jaws 2 do well?
I don't think it did.
I don't think Jaws 2 did that. Oh, maybe it did.
Never,
It did
I've
have
never
Roy
heard anybody
Schneider.
talk about that movie, Jaws 2.
Never heard anyone talk about Jaws 2.
Bro, I didn't even know there was multiple Jaws until recently. I was like, what? Oh, wait, no, it made $476 million. It probably did too good.
It probably did all right. The Dumb and
Yeah,
Dumber
I don't
2.
think
How about Dumb and Dumber 2? TO. Did that do decent? Because that was kind of redundant and I don't think it did well.
Dumb and such a dumb name. Was it Dumb
It
and
fits for the movie. Dumb and
Mer?
Dumber TO.
Oh, TO. Okay.
Yeah, probably the best joke they had in the movie.
It did 247, so I'm pretty sure it did well.
For a comedy, that's probably well. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's
Yeah.
tricky. Can you think of anything on top of your head that
Top of
didn't
my
do well
head
in
is
London?
Terminator Dark Fate.
That was kind of like
Uh,
a T2 rehash. That's fair.
yeah, and it didn't do well at all. It was unnecessary. We didn't even need, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna push the franchise forward, and it was just like, this is kind of spinning its wheels.
That's a really good way of putting it. All right, there you go. Kenny Sparks says, "I'm not looking forward to the Michael Jackson biopic. I need to see a trailer to convince me." Fair enough, man. Fair. Hey,
That's fair.
as good as the image is, as much as I was kind of praising it, the trailer might suck, and it might make the movie look terrible. So we'll have to wait
Yeah.
and see what we actually get. Toxic with 51 says, Zach Attack, I was planning on creating you in WWE. I'm here to ask, what do you want your finisher to be? Your finishing move?
I want to go to sleep. The GTS, my favorite wrestler, CM Punk. So
There you go. All right. Kenny Sparks says, Doom Part 2 saved my YouTube career. I've been miserable reviewing movies these past 2 months. Oh man. I'm sorry to
He
hear that, man.
literally quit like a week ago. And then dude came out and he messaged me like, dude, I have to review this movie.
Wait. Kenny quit? I thought he was just taking a break.
He didn't quit.
Yeah,
I'm
don't quit.
exaggerating. He just
Don't quit on us, Ken. Dude, I mean, look, I get it. Like, I'm not gonna be here and act like I don't get it. YouTube is a grind and it's hard and it can be discouraging. Absolutely. But Ken, I just want you to know we love your content, man. We love what you're doing. I'm gonna look you in the eyes. We love your content. We love what you're doing, man. You're a fantastic voice on this space. You contribute so much. If you love it, keep going, man. That's what I would encourage you to do, man, because you have a lot of support. Enviro Earth 2 says, do you think a Donald Trump biopic would be good? And who would play him? Donald Trump probably would play him. He's still around. Do I think it would be good? Probably. I mean, you could probably make a pretty interesting story out of him. Who would play him?
What's a biopic about someone that's terrible?
I'm
legit. I'm trying to think of I can't think of a biopic of someone that's terrible.
I mean, the founder, Michael Keaton, is not a very likable guy, and he's the lead.
Okay. I haven't seen that. So.
He's kind of terrible.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's other ones out there of terrible people that have been made. But yeah, I don't know. Do you focus on his presidency? Do you just do his business stuff? Do you combine the two? I don't think they'd make it for a very long time. I don't think that movie would do well. So
maybe
a certain portion, probably. Yeah.
If it's not expensive, it could make a lot of movies.
That's true. Throw it on Tubi. Or something like that.
That's hilarious.
And I don't know. I want to see Glenn Powell take on Trump.
Glenn Powell will be perfect.
Glenn Powell. That's my pick.
Oh man.
Toxic51 says, I'm also creating Zach Guller too. And what do you all think his finisher should be? Zach Guller. Well, you can ask him next week. He's actually coming on the show next week. So I'm going to save that for Zach Guller. He can answer that for you. Nathan Dread Movie says, the one, the only almighty Ezekiel Sims got killed by product placement. Do you know who Ezekiel Sims is?
That's from Madam Web.
Yes. Yes. I'm surprised.
One of the worst. Oh my god. It was so bad. Like, I think if that actor actually wanted to be there and the ADR wasn't so bad, the movie wouldn't get so panned so hard. I think having that technical issue really hurt.
It would have been a little bit better, but the thing is that I wouldn't be complaining about that, but his dialogue was still pretty atrocious.
Well, the dialogue overall, his specific dialogue was worse.
He had it the worst. He absolutely had it the worst.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it was not good.
I can't believe that's how they killed him after predicting his death.
I can't believe he didn't just move. He should have just packed up his stuff.
Where did he just like lost all his spider powers in that last 5 minutes?
That's so true. I don't remember. I don't remember. Toxicate321 says, Zach M, did you see the trailer I made for the season finale for my series? It has you in the trailer along with the Flash, Ghostface, Ellie from The Last of Us, and the Almighty from My Hero Academia. I have not seen it, man, but I'm very honored to be amongst that crowd. I will definitely check that out when I get the chance.
Wow.
Thank you so much,
That's
dude.
dope.
Enviro2 says, rip Chris Gothier. He died. He played Toyman in Smallville.
Oh, rest in peace.
I didn't know that. Yeah, rest in peace. Nathan Shine Movie says, can you guys rank the movies you saw in February? Mine is Madam Web, Orion the Dark, Argyle, Lisa Frankenstein, and Bob Marley. I don't think I saw I think I saw Madam Web, Argyle, and Lisa Frankenstein. I think
in February.
For my ranking, it would go Madam Web, Lisa Frankenstein, and then Argyle. I only saw those 3.
Does Letterboxd tell me? Okay. I saw How to Have Sex, Argyle, Lisa Frankenstein, Madam Web, Miller's Girl, Driveway Dolls, Book of Clarence, and Doom Part 2. Obviously, number 1 is Doom Part 2.
It wasn't.
Of course, number 2 is Madam Web. No, number 2 is probably How to Have Sex. That was a great movie. Argyle was stupid, but I loved it. Lisa Frankenstein was also stupid, and I loved it. Miller's Girl was weird, and Madam Web is just Madam Web.
I've never heard of How to Have Sex, so when you read that out, I wasn't sure what you were. Like, oh, that's my browser history. I'm sorry, never mind.
Wow, Zach, coming for me. That's so messed up. How could you?
What is that movie? I've never heard of that.
It's a movie about some young girls that go to party, and it's kind of like the dynamics that girls have to deal with drunk dudes.
It's like a romantic comedy.
No.
Oh no. Oh, is it like? Oh, it's a serious.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah.
Moving on. The Laser says it's Madam in Time. It doesn't work quite as well as Morb in Time.
No, it doesn't.
Enviro 2, name an actor who had potential but never lived up to it, and an actor who no one expected to succeed but did. Okay, had potential but never lived up to it. I'm probably going to go with Brandon Routh. Superman Returns, right? And I liked him in the CW show, the like the Legends of Tomorrow and Flash and all that. So Brandon Routh, I'll put him up there. And one that I never thought that would succeed is Austin Butler. I was watching that guy as a background actor on Ned's Classified School Survival Guide on Nickelodeon, and he was on.
He was on that show.
Yeah, and he was on Zoe 101. He was in season 4. He played Zoe's boyfriend, and then I didn't see him for like the longest time, and then all of a sudden he was Elvis. So I'll go with Austin Butler for never.
And now he's in Dune.
And now he's going to be in, and he was incredible in Dune. So
yeah, he is.
Cool to see his glow up. What about you, man?
An actor who has tons of potential, but I'm trying to think. That's hard. But never lived up to it. I guess so far, I would say Lakeith Stanfield. I love him, but he hasn't pierced mainstream yet in terms of like how talented I think he is. Someone who expected to succeed but did. Oh, actually, you know what? Not Lakeith Stanfield. Shailene Woodley is an actress.
That's a good pick.
I thought that had tons of potential, and she's kind of making a slow comeback now. But I thought she was gonna be like Jennifer Lawrence level.
Yeah, what's the last thing she did?
Dumb
Shailene
Money.
Woodley. Oh, she was in Dumb Money. Okay, I never saw that one. Okay, that's fair. That's my bad then. Okay.
Yeah, she had Dumb Money, and then she had this other movie where she played a robot sex doll, and another movie where she was a cop. I was like, the range.
Wow. All right then.
In terms of people like who made it, and I was expected to succeed but did not expect to succeed. I don't know. I can't think of anybody that like I was like, yeah, that person's trash. I don't know why they're in the mainstream.
That's
like I always see the worst in everybody. No, there's nobody that maybe I can say maybe Robert Pattinson.
No, I would. That's a good pick.
Because where he started out,
even like for potential, Taylor Lautner, I think, was much better than those Twilight films gave him credit for. And he never really ended up making it big. He never really blew up. So, yeah, there you go.
That's true. Zac Efron is a good one.
He's making it though. Oh, is that your pick for?
Yeah, like I didn't expect him to do anything after High School Musical, and should have been an Oscar-nominated actor now.
There you go. All right. I always believed in the Efron. Dave Show, finally going to see Marcel the Show with shoes on tonight. It's on Netflix. That is one of those movies that I was like itching to see. And then as it like moved out of the pop culture conversation, I totally forgot about it. But I still want to see it. I haven't seen that one yet. Have you seen the
movies that make me cry so much?
Okay. I wanted to watch this, and I was trying to get my wife to watch it with me one time. This was like last year when it came out. And so she was like, well, what is it? And I was like, well, let me show you the YouTube videos that it's based off of. And I put on
your wife's accent. What is it?
What is it? Yep, that's her. That's honey. No. She sounds way better than I just gave her credit for. She's like, well, what is it? And I was like, well, let me show you the YouTube video it's based off of. And we got like maybe 30 seconds into it, and she was like, you expect me to watch like a whole hour of this? No. So that was the end of that.
Damn.
She has her standards. Nathan's Better Movies. The SSU not only provided more BS, but will also provide more BS. Yep, I've seen that joke going around. I've seen that joke going around. It's pretty good.
That is hilarious.
Toxic Gamer 331 says, even though I do like Morbius, I do agree it is totally generic. I think maybe why I liked it is because it was more of a horror action movie, which horror is my favorite genre. So yeah, fair enough, dude. I mean, there was definitely some horror elements in it. They could have gone further though. They could have done more with it. It could have been a little bit more interesting, but that's fair. Invite Ruth 2 says, why do you think Ben Affleck said that he would never direct a DC movie for James Gunn? Is he butthurt about his past experience or doesn't like James Gunn? No. None of that. No, he's just Ben Affleck. If you look at his filmography and the type of movies he likes to do, he's just not interested in doing superhero movies right now. And maybe he'll do a DC movie down the line, but it has nothing to do with beef or being butthurt about his. I mean, he did give that interview though about being on the Justice League set and all that was like one of the worst experiences he'd ever had in Hollywood. So I'm sure that jaded him a little bit. But
the reshoot set, by the way, let's specifically.
Yes, exactly. And so I'm sure that jaded him a little bit to that experience, but not the director side of it, and nothing to do with James Gunn. I don't think there's anything to that.
Yeah, I think he's just done with superhero films. Like, and the thing is, he said he was done, and then he came back for The Flash, and then he came back for Aquaman, and then he like cut stuff out from both. I think he was just like, okay, this is the nail in the coffin. Like, I came back, you guys kind of hinted like, oh, we're just gonna like restructure this, and then it was like, oh no, we're cutting all this shit, we're starting over. So, I'm not doing this no more. Let me go back to my Hollywood films where I got Oscar nominated one.
Yeah, let me go make Air, and and that's. I see that as way more his line. Like I think he cares much more about doing movies like Air and working with Matt Damon and his friends than being in these big blockbuster movies. I don't think
they just started a production company, and
I saw that
in the film soon.
Which is awesome. I'm very excited about what they're gonna bring out. Nathan Van Movies says, "Is Apollo 13 from Ron Howard good? I only got through it. I only got through half of it, and I plan on finishing it this weekend. I liked it. I enjoyed Apollo 13 from Ron Howard.
I don't think I've seen it
with Tom Hanks in space.
I think I've heard of it. I just don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good, but like,
I
didn't think about it right off the top of my head with Ron Howard because it just like his direction didn't really stick out to me. But yeah, that's a good one.
This is like the movies are good, but his direction is just like,
his direction is serviceable. No, he's a great director. I don't know. You know how some directors just have that stamp, like James Gunn. I know it's James Gunn movie, and it's like Steven Spielberg. Even I can tell it's Steven Spielberg.
Quentin Tarantino.
Tarantino's a really good one. I don't know. I just don't get that with Ron Howard.
Yeah.
Toxic Gamer 331 says, I'll also do a Slammy show with the set of polls on my YouTube channel to vote for a bunch of different categories like Superstar of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Women's Superstar of the Year.
Nice.
I'm going to be gunning for that Women's Superstar of the Year. I was also planning on making you guys Zach Guller a faction, and I was thinking I might do rivalry between you guys and Spoiler Kings. Dude, absolutely. That
That's
sounds like a
amazing.
ton of fun. I'm down.
The Zacks.
The Zacks. Envire Earth 2 says, which Joker is better, Heath Ledger or Joaquin Phoenix, and why? Ask me after Joker 2, because we only saw Joaquin Phoenix be the Joker for about not 30 seconds. That's too harsh. 15 minutes?
Yeah, I was going to say 5 minutes, but yeah, let's say 15.
I will say,
yeah.
I mean, Heath Ledger just, he carved a new path, not just for Jokers, but for hero villains and superhero movies in general. You can't take that away from the guy. When you think of Joker, you think of him. His performance is phenomenal, especially when you watch it with like the eyes of seeing it for the first time, because it's been like so played out in pop culture and cosplay and all that stuff. But it really is a really phenomenal performance. I enjoy Joaquin Phoenix's origin as the Joker. I would call it that in the Joker. I think Joaquin Phoenix's performance I do find a little bit more captivating, and we do get to know his character more than we got to know Heath Ledger. But the mysteriousness of Heath Ledger's Joker is what I think puts him over the edge. What would you think?
They're just two very different performances, because one is a supporting character that's just outshining the main character. Another one is it's their movie, and like you said, he wasn't Joker the whole time. We're seeing what led him to be Joker, and it's like a whole allegory to the world. I think the big difference is like, do you like the mystery? Do you like Joker when you don't know why he's doing what he's doing? Or do you like the Joker where you see the origin, you see the lead up, and now you've seen why this man's a madman, you can relate to him? That's all it kind of is the difference. I just think Heath Ledger, he's amazing in that movie. Like, he made the movie. So I have to give it to him over Joaquin, for him to be like, have such a, like, win an Oscar. Well, they both won Oscars, but for him to have such a big stamp on, like, not just comic book movies, but cinema, I got to give it to him.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we'll see what Joker 2, because he'll be Joker the whole movie in Joker 2. So we'll get a real
Harley.
And Harley. Yep.
Yeah.
That's true. Talk to me with 51 says, my question is, which two of the three of the Zacks should be a tag team, and which one should be the single superstar? I'm not sure, man. Maybe the singles, man. I'll be the superstar. That sounds fun. The Laser says, have you heard of Avatar: The Last Airbender Echoes and Aftershock set for theaters October 10th, 2020? Wait, Avatar: The Last Airbender and Echo? Oh, Echoes and Aftershocks. That's the title of the whole thing. Okay.
I think it's two separate movies, because I know they announced, I think, 4 Avatar animated movies with the original characters grown up.
Oh, interesting.
And they're coming out theaters next year.
Look up Avatar: The Last Airbender 2025. You'll see cool concept art, and it's animated. Okay, interesting. Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And this is coming from the team who created the series. Like, you know how this live action show, they have nothing to do with it, but these movies are going to be an extension of what they did before.
Okay. Oh, really? The people who did the animated weren't part of the live action at all?
No, yeah, they were there, and they had a disagreement with Netflix, and they left, and Netflix kept doing it.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't know that. DK Legendary 1, how's it going? Well, what's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. We're doing pretty well. Tox Gamer says, when you all see in Dune Part 2, well, Zach's seen it in the past, and I'm going to see it tomorrow at 3:50 p.m. Very, very excited.
Nice.
I need to get out of the house. So I'm looking forward to it.
I'm getting cabin fever.
Kenny Sparks says, I have 1 episode left in Avatar live action. It's a good show, not great, not terrible, just good, which is fine with me. I'd say it's good. It's not blowing me away or anything, but I would say it's good so far. So I agree with that. Kenny Sparks is saying Dune 2 is excellent. Well, yeah, it saved your YouTube career, man. So that's another reason.
I just hope that people who, I'm just scared that, what happens to all the popular movies, Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh yeah, people are gonna hate it.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna come because we're hyping it up so much, and they're gonna watch it like this is it. And I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. That's the trouble. That's the thing too, right? And I am trying to temper my expectations a little bit too, because I mean we've heard it before with these early reactions. I mean, I have a little bit more faith. Like Ken's seen it, you've seen it. I actually know you guys, so
Yeah.
the fact that you guys are raving about it is like, okay, I can trust that a little bit more than, I don't know, some, Twitter handler who went to the premiere and is like, oh my gosh, I want Denny Villeneuve to have my baby so it can be as good as this movie. I can't believe it.
I want to have sex with the bucket.
I did have sex with the bucket. Like, yeah, I don't. Those people, yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Empire Earth 2 says, do you think the Joker will be in the Batman 2, Pattinson, or Batman 3? Well, hold off on him, honestly. I mean, they already had him in the deleted scene, so obviously the Joker was in their mind. I kind of hope they hold off on him.
He's in the movie too.
In Joker, in Batman,
when
Batman?
the Riddler's in jail and he's talking to someone, that's Joker.
Right. Oh, you're right. He's in the shadows. Yeah, he's like laughing and stuff.
So I think that what they'll do is have him in the shadows in the second one again, and the big trilogy finale probably will be Batman versus Joker.
Yeah, you build up to him. Yeah, I agree with that, because they just don't explore Batman's rogue gallery enough in the movies.
He has an amazing rogue gallery.
Yeah, and they just live action. We've had Joker a few times, the Penguin, Catwoman, a few times, and Bane
a few times.
Mr. Freeze, I guess you could say.
Freeze, kind of.
Poison Ivy, Riddler, we've had a couple times, but I don't know. There's other people.
Two-Face a couple times. So it's like a few people multiple times.
Yeah.
I would love a horror tone or thriller tone Man Bat versus Batman.
Sully Streams brought that up too when he was on the show. He thought he was repping for Man Bat. All right.
Because at the end of this movie, Batman is gaining the favor of the public. It'll be great if Man Bat messes that up, and they're thinking this is Batman doing these things.
I could see that. That feels like, just that description feels like it would fit in the tone of the Batman as well. So I'd be down for that. The Laser says, dude, 1984 should have been hand in the popcorn bucket. Should have been hand in the popcorn bucket. The View with Drew says Taxi Driver was an amazing movie with top-notch performances. It might be my favorite Robert De Niro performance. Its only competition is Raging Bull. Both very good movies. Yeah, Taxi Driver is great. You've seen it, right?
Nope.
Taxi Driver? No?
I haven't seen either of those.
I watched Taxi Driver and King of Comedy before watching The Joker in 2019 because everyone was comparing the trailer to those two movies. Yeah, definitely information. What am I trying to say? Influential. What am I trying to say? Influenced. It definitely influenced Joker for sure. Those two movies. You can definitely see it when you watch them back to back. Talking with 51 says, Watch Mojo did a video today of the top 30 worst movies of the century. Son of the Mask was on there. There we go. Yeah. Watch Mojo. They know what they're talking about. Better have been.
My favorite Watch Mojo thing is just Tom Holland and what's the other guy name?
Jacob Batalon.
Yeah, just like meeting the Watch Mojo person. It's so wholesome for no reason.
It's so great. It's like, yeah, they grew up watching YouTube like me.
Yup. And like they're celebrities and she's not really a celebrity. And they're like, oh my God.
Imagine how she felt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that video. Kenny Sparks says Dune 2 is for sure one of them once. All right. Toxic Gamer says March seems like a packed month. It really does. But I mean, like, I hope they're good because we need to get these good movies coming out.
Yeah.
It's been too long. Toxic Gamer 331 says Megamind 2 comes out on Peacock. Megamind 2, is that the Megamind series? That's not really Megamind 2, is it?
Movie. It's a series.
Yeah, it's a series. That's what I thought.
It is a series?
I'm pretty sure it's a series. Megamind. I'm pretty sure Megamind is a show coming out on Peacock.
Megamind.
But like Will Ferrell's not coming back. None of the main cast are voicing it.
Yeah. I'm back.
I think I'm losing you a little bit, a little fuzzy.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. It looks clear on my side.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Maybe it's my side. Maybe it's my. Do I look okay?
You,
Old Maddie says epic movie and disaster movie and school dance are among the worst movies ever, but my pick is the A-Team movie. What are you guys' worst of the worst? Well, people know I don't like Son of the Mask very much. Do you have a worst movie ever
I
made?
like A-Team. Huh? What was the question you about to ask me?
Do you have a worst movie that you've ever seen or ever made?
Ever seen? Probably, but I don't remember it.
It was just that
I used to
bad.
watch a lot of bad movies when I was young. Instead of watching all these classics, I was watching these very non-memorable movies. There
What's
was like
that?
this movie I watched, and I don't know if someone can tell me what the title it was. And I've seen it twice, and I don't know why. Where like this guy ran a movie store, and he just kept following this girl around that like was in the movie store. She bought a movie, and he's like became obsessed with her. And it was like a weird movie, man. And then I found out the guy that was the main actor was like a porn star. I was like, what the hell is this?
Are you sure you weren't watching?
No,
That?
that's not what I was watching.
I have no
It was a
idea.
movie.
What's that lightning serial killer movie that you referenced last
Oh,
year?
Mega Lightning is pretty bad.
Yeah,
I'll go with that.
I still got to see that. Dave shows Zach should watch Anaconda from 1997. Oh yeah, dude, you'll love it.
Well, Anaconda. Wait, is there's spiders in Anaconda?
Oh, maybe.
No,
I'm thinking
Anaconda.
Arachnophobia. I'm not thinking
Oh
Anaconda.
no,
I'm thinking
I'm thinking
Arachnophobia.
the snake movie. No, this is Anaconda. Is wait, isn't Anaconda a snake? No, that's a spider.
I think
I'm confused.
Anaconda is the snake. Wait, maybe I don't know. Now I'm confused. I was when he says Anaconda for some reason I was thinking Arachnophobia. Have you ever seen Arachnophobia?
No,
You'd love it.
no, that big eight-legged freaks. Oh, Anaconda is the snake one. Okay, I can watch Anaconda. I've seen that movie.
Enviro 2 says, do you think that Henry Cavill and Andrew Garfield situations were similar in how they were treated? And maybe Henry Cavill could get a No Way Home moment in a crisis movie.
Mm.
I'm going to say no. Well, similar, like seeing how they both lost the character and then they moved on with another actor. Yes, that's similar. But in terms of like how it went about, they're not that similar because Sony just like teamed up with Marvel and then they rebooted from there. But they literally had a whole change of regime at Warner Brothers and then made a whole new studio for their DC stuff. And it's not like Emma Stone got to stay and Andrew Garfield was the only one that got outed, right? Whereas Henry Cavill got
That would
outed.
have been crazy.
Yeah.
Especially since they were in a relationship. I would have been looking at her like, did you know?
But Henry Cavill got outed and they, kept a couple people that were in that universe already. So in terms of losing the character and then going on to someone else to play the actor, similar, but situation wise, I think they're pretty different. As far as
I
Henry
think the
Cavill,
big difference is that they brought Henry Cavill back for Black Adam and said 2 weeks later, nah, we're gonna go with a different person. That would have been like if
that
they
is
brought
true.
What's his name? Andrew Garfield for Civil War and then said Homecoming is Tom Holland.
Well, the Black Adam thing happened before the bring over of James Gunn and
change.
stuff, so that was really embarrassing. I felt so bad for him because they obviously gave him the green light of like announce it, you're good to go, and then James Gunn came in and said no. Whereas I think Andrew Garfield was already fired. I mean, the story that's never really been like fully confirmed is that there was a Sony event going on that Andrew Garfield was supposed to appear at after Amazing Spider-Man 2 came out. And Andrew Garfield called in sick because he got food poisoning or something. And then the head of that presentation was like, well, now he's done as Spider-Man. And apparently that's how he lost the job, is because he didn't show up for this presentation. That's the story. It's online. Like you can read that. That is the story that is out there for it. And then Kevin Feige and Pascal came together and brought Spider-Man into the MCU. So no one's ever confirmed or denied that story. So we'll see if they ever do. But do you think Henry Cavill could ever come back in like a No Way Home moment in a crisis movie?
I can see James Gunn doing that. Especially if you're gonna do Crisis in a multiverse thing. Henry Cavill's like the only person alive that you could bring that would be a Superman multiverse. Tom Welling is not going to do it. He never
Brandon
puts
Routh.
Brandon Routh. Yeah, Brandon Routh
Talked
too.
about him a little earlier.
Yeah. No, Brandon Routh is it's just them two. It could be Brandon Routh and Henry Cavill because Tom Welling's not going to do it, and Christopher Reeve is gone, unfortunately. So yeah, I can see that.
I mean, obviously anything's possible, but I would say I wouldn't expect to see it.
And there's a rumor that Henry Cavill's been casted in MCU, so I can see him just like, I'm here now to get Superman. I'm Captain Britain or whatever the hell they're gonna cast him as.
Yeah, I don't know if I believe that rumor, to be honest, because it's too easy. DC actor moves to MCU actor. It's just too. I don't know. We'll see. It's too much of like a fan fulfillment wish.
Yeah.
That like we'll see if it actually happens. As
long as he doesn't play a Superman-like character.
Yes.
Like, he can't play a Superman-like character. He can't be who was Steven Yeun playing again? Sentry. Crap. He can't play Sentry. He can't be Hyperion. He can't be anybody with a cape.
With a cape. No capes.
No capes.
Very good point. Kenny Sparks says I was uncomfortable watching the spider scene in Harry Potter. Yeah, that's fair enough, man. Kenny Sparks says Kung Fu Panda 3 is just as good as the other two. I like Kung Fu Panda 3. I thought they ended, well, it's not a trilogy anymore, but I thought at the time they ended the trilogy pretty well. So, did you like the first two? You said you saw the first two, but you didn't really.
I did. I don't know why I didn't watch 3. I did like the first two.
Okay. Yeah, I would encourage you to check out the third one before the fourth one comes out. Malcolm, aka Mr. Awesome, what's going on, dude? Thanks for joining us. He says, "Hey, Zach and Zach, are you guys excited about James Gunn's DC universe?" Oh yeah, I'm excited.
I'm cautiously optimistic.
That's a good place to be. That's a good place to be.
Once it starts rolling, I'll probably like, yeah, but I just need it to start rolling.
Yeah. See, it's funny because like right now, the universe really isn't. I mean, we're getting Superman Legacy, which will like kick it off, but that's James Gunn doing a movie in the DC universe. But like, he's not going to do every movie, obviously.
No.
So when they start like announcing directors and more release dates of movies, and we get a little bit more synopsis to them, then I'll get like.
We have 2 other directors already. We have James Mangold is doing Swamp Thing, and we have Andy Muschietti
or Batman and Robin, or not Batman and Robin, Batman Brave and the Bold.
Oh God! Please don't call that Batman.
I think that's what they called it, Batman Brave and the Bold, or something like that.
Yeah, no, it's Batman Brave and the Bold. But can you imagine if they would have called it Batman and Robin? The callback,
Batman and Robin 2.0. Yeah, no, that's a good point. We do have those directors announced, but they announced them so early, though. Like, like in hindsight,
especially
as a fan, I'm glad.
After the Flash, I'd be like, wait, let's wait and see what this movie does.
Yes. Yes, they should have waited till after all that stuff came out. They should have. We should have gotten that video like now. Which as a fan, it was awesome to get it, but in retrospect, too early. It might have been too early.
Way too early. Yeah.
Toxic Gamer says, if you hate spiders, did you see the Sting trailer that released today? I didn't even see the Sting. I don't know what that is. You should
Sting
react
the wrestler
to it.
Or Sting the singer?
I would think neither. Kenny Sparks says Ghostbusters Afterlife is a lot of fun. I liked it. I didn't enjoy it as much as like when it first came out. It was really loved. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. I think the third act gets a little bit lazy because like for the most part it doesn't just reiterate and rehash the first Ghostbusters, but then they get to the third act and it's like they didn't know what to do, so they just rehashed stuff from the first Ghostbusters. And that was kind of when I was like, not really into it anymore. Old Maddie says, piggybacking off of Toxic Gamers comments, Megamind was amazing, not psyched for the sequel. Is it? I guess it's technically a sequel, even if it's a TV show.
Yeah, it's a sequel series.
I don't know. It doesn't have my attention. I'll just say that. It does not have my attention. Toxic Gamer says, also, did you guys see the Watchers trailer? If you haven't, it's a new M. Night movie. I didn't see the trailer, but I heard about it. It was
I reacted to it yesterday. Looks pretty good.
Yeah.
And it's not M. Night, it's M. Night's daughter, which is even more interesting.
Oh, nepotism.
Oh, the nepo,
more of that. Baby. Seriously?
Ugh.
Just because she was born from a director? I mean, technically, it's still an M Night movie.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just a different M Night.
That's just a different M Night. Yeah,
Honestly, I'd be interested to see it. I haven't
yeah.
seen the trailer, but
Has a
I
solid
don't care.
cast too.
Yeah. Kenny Sparks says Kong Skull Island definitely connects, but it's not required reading, so to speak. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree. They do connect. It's just like how important is the connection kind of thing.
Sorry, I made that face, but Elvira Earth just asked the question. I'm like, dude, what?
I'm probably not even seeing that. I'm probably way.
Yeah,
way
don't. You'll see it when we get down there.
Kenny Sparks says, I'm thinking about watching Return of the King for the first time this weekend. Dude, do it. Absolutely. I mean, if you like the first two, like
you need to do a watch along, man. Just me, you.
Yes.
5 hours.
I want you guys to do that. The emotional support would be good for you as well.
I'm gonna have a 20-minute intermission.
I know that you can't time it, but I just really want a reaction video from you for that one scene. Toxic Gamer 51 says, I'm watching The Walk tomorrow night for the first time. It's about the guy that walked between the two towers. I have seen that. That's a good little movie. I think is that Joseph Gordon-Levitt? I could be wrong. Maybe the guy just looks like that in my mind. But I've seen that movie.
It's called The Walk.
The Walk, yep. Based on a true story. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed that movie.
Yep, it is Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
It is, okay. I wasn't sure. I was like, I'm pretty sure
I watch all his movies, so I'm surprised I never heard of this.
Yeah, it's a little one, but it's a good one. It's a really good one. Enviro2 says, what about a Breaking Bad reboot with a new cast? Maybe. I mean, a reboot like redoing Breaking Bad. I don't think you need to do that right now.
When did it come out?
I think it wrapped up in 2012. I think
started 2008. And you said ended 2000
or something like. I think
5 seasons. So 2013 maybe.
2013. Okay, and then they also did the El Camino movie. Like,
and they also did the other show, the spinoff.
Yeah, the Better Call Saul, which was.
So
but if you're talking like a full on like do the story of Breaking Bad again, don't think you need it right now.
There's
like
so many shows that are similar to it that I don't think there's like a we don't need it.
It could be great. Like if they made it, but at the same time, Breaking Bad is so beloved and so perfect. Like, why risk it? Yeah. So, I would say no from me for now. Toxic Gamer says, congrats on 2.6K. Well, thank you very much, dude. Thank you guys very much. Congratulations to you guys. I mean, you guys are killing it on the channel, and I appreciate it so much. And yeah, like I say, and I like to always bring this back up every couple months. Like, this is our channel. Can't do it without you. It's as much your channel as it is mine. That's how I want you to view it. So my success is your success, and I appreciate you guys so much for that. Kenny Sparks says, sorry to hear you lost your job, Zach. That's rough. I've been out of work since August. Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that as well. So I know how it is. Hopefully you're back on that saddle way quicker than me. Well, dude, I hope you get back on there too. And I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the support and the kind words. Dave Show says, I mean, Bob Marley could be an Oscar movie. I didn't see it. Did you see Bob Marley?
Not yet, but from what I'm hearing about it, it's definitely not an Oscar film.
I agree. I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to it. But just the fact, I think it's got a pretty low Rotten Tomatoes score, and it's kind of mixed. So
yeah, I don't think any of the Oscar movies have bad Rotten Tomatoes scores, so I don't think that's gonna happen.
Nathan John Movies is asking, Zach Attacks, how would you rank Dune 84, 21, and Dune Part 2 from worst to best?
It's 2, 1.
It shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah. Just order of release, but reverse.
Yeah, there you go. Enviro 2 says Jared Leto's Joker was terrible, especially in the Snyder cut. I will agree. I wasn't a fan of the laugh. I wasn't a fan of his laugh. That was the one thing that I was kind of in agreement with. Yeah.
I was like, dude, what are you doing?
I was like, I appreciate what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Stop doing it. That was kind of how I felt about it.
Stop doing it. Oh my god.
Toxic Gamer says, I got the Doom Part 2 popcorn bucket as well when I saw Doom Part 2 along with a poster. That's pretty cool.
What did you do to that pocket? Now that's the question.
Hey, now we don't want to get personal. Uh, Kenny Sparks says, I want to watch Dune 84, but I don't want to get into what would be in Dune Part 3. Honestly, I don't think it does.
No,
It's just my experience with it. I
don't worry about it. It's not. You're not going to be spoiled on anything.
I can't imagine that's where they go with it.
No, not if the knee goes off the rails and Dune Messiah is just like 84. That's gonna be the biggest fumble in cinematic history.
Yeah. I don't think you have to worry about being spoiled there, man. Look at that. DJ's Family of Nerds sent in a $4.99 super chat and is a channel member. Dude, DJ, thank you so much for that. Says looking good tonight, boys. Well, thank you so much for that, man. If you guys, I mean it, if you guys are not checking out DJ's channel, he does movie parody reviews, and it's one of the most creative movie channels out there right now. And they're actually really good. So I highly encourage you to go over there, check it out. He's pretty talented.
Madam Web kind of thing coming up soon. So
ooh, I'm looking forward to that. Yes, thank you so much for that, man. That was very, very nice of you, and I appreciate all the support.
Yeah, man.
Let's see here. We're back here. We got Enviro 2 saying, what moment do you envision happening in the next Avengers that could compete, audience reaction wise, with No Way Home, Toby and Andrew entrance?
Oh, there's so many.
Yeah. But like realistic, I mean, Toby and Andrew coming back in. You know what? Dude, I've thought about this, so I think this would be an honest answer for this question. Hugh Jackman interacting with Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
The early
that's the ultimate. Yeah. That's the ultimate thing. It's like the thing that we wanted to see.
Yeah. That would be a dream come true. The early 2000s.
Toby just interacting with the X-Men in general. Like
that would be awesome. Patrick Stewart, everything. Oh man, I think that would get a pop. Absolutely.
I think a great thing for them to do, just to give a little love and celebration to the old stuff that was there before the MCU that could make the MCU like become what it is have a moment where Toby, Andrew, the X-Men, Blade, and some of the older guys, even if you can get Nick Cage to come back and be Ghost Rider, Ben Affleck, just have those guys like do something important together. I think that would be a big pop moment. And don't just do it like they did the girl thing in Endgame. Like make it like they like the other Avengers were preoccupied on we have to go over here and do this. I need you guys to go over here and do this for this to work. And I think that would be a great. Oh my God, we're getting to finally see what we missed out on.
Yeah, that
like all these different heroes interact.
That would be crazy. That would be crazy. That's really good. That's a really good one. Toxic Gamer 331 says, tough question. Who do you guys think are the most overrated YouTubers? Whoa, we're getting controversial up in here.
Holy crap, Toxic Gamer.
Overrated. I don't
want to work with them someday. I'm joking.
I want to work with them someday.
You just never know.
It's true. You just never. Well, I mean, he doesn't necessarily mean in the movie space. He doesn't necessarily mean that.
Could be anywhere.
I don't know. I've never gotten the love of PewDiePie.
Okay.
I've never gotten that. Even when I was like the demographic, when I was in middle school and all my peers were watching it, I never got it.
I can see that. I just kind of stared away from him. He wasn't for me. Since we're talking about that, who's the biggest YouTuber again? The guy that be doing the videos. We found 1,000 Africans and we're gonna build.
Mr. Beast.
Yeah, he's pretty overrated.
Ooh, I love Mr. Beast.
I just never find any substance in his content for me for the most part. He does some nice things sometimes, like when he did build the wells in Africa. But I feel like a lot of his videos is just a lot of high editing, and it keeps your attention because he's doing all these things and it never stops.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing there that really, after I watch it, I don't feel like I got anything out of it.
Okay, no, honestly, that's fair. I can see, because like I'm not looking to really like get substance out of it. I just think they're very entertaining. Like I think he knows how to keep it moving. His ideas are very interesting. He shows us some pretty interesting things that I'll never get to experience going to an island that costs $5,000. So to have him just
That's
like
true.
tour around and show that's cool. I enjoy watching that. But yeah, when it's over, I'm not left thinking about it. So I can see what you mean. Whew, all right, we might get to work with some future YouTubers that we still aspire to at this point. Oh man. Nathan's Red Movie says the Stranger Things season 4 finale was a full-on. Oh yeah, it was a full-on movie. I think it was
a
2.5 hours long.
It was longer than some movies.
It was the length of Dune Part 1. I can't believe that.
Insane.
That finale was excellent though, man. I can't wait for
God.
season 5.
Me too.
Like,
they said they're not doing that again, which I agree.
I can't imagine the amount of work that would. I can't imagine just producing a movie for, what was it, 8 episodes? Because those was like an hour and a half, 2 hours long.
Yeah, there was one that was like an
episode.
hour and 40 minutes. So like they
Yeah,
did 2 movies.
they were doing full on movie. Like, I can't imagine how much work that was. I wouldn't want to do it again either. But I loved it as a fan. Thank you very much for that. Toxic with 51 says, "What are some movies you guys will never watch?" Oh, Human Centipede. That's always the one I go to. Human Centipede.
Yeah.
I don't need that in my life, so I'm never gonna watch it.
Lars von Trier. I'm not really interested in watching any of his filmography.
I don't even know who that is.
He does like the house that Jack built. He does a lot of like really gory, very excessive. I like horror and I like a little bit gore in my horror sometimes. But when that's like the full focus of the whole thing, like I'm not a gore fest. Like people love like Terrifier 2, and I watched that on my watch along. Yeah, it's not for me. It's not for me. I'm not gonna go watch Terrifier 3.
No, you're not gonna have a Merry Christmas with Terrifier?
No.
Fair enough. I'm the same way. I'm the same way in that way. Dave Show says, I mean, great examples, the John Wick Peacock spinoff. Yuck. Yeah. They probably were referring to how bad the action was. Time to watch all the John Wicks again before next year. Oh yeah, man. That's a fun marathon. I love watching the John Wick movies back to back to back. They're so great.
I think watching 3 to 4 is a lot though.
They do get longer. They do get longer as they go along.
Because 4 is 3 hours, right?
Yeah, 4 is almost 3. I think it's like 2:50, 2 hours 50 minutes or something like that. It's long, but I loved it. There's still sequences in that stand out. Like I'll still think about like the staircase sequence. I still think about that. The fight in the kitchen with what's his Donnie Yen? Is that his name?
When he planted the stuff all around.
Yes. Oh man, that was such a great sequence. I love that movie. Toxic with 51 says, Zach's, guess what? When I saw Madam Web, it was pretty packed, and people at the end of the movie clapped. Oh man, surprisingly, they clapped. Wow.
Did they clap because they were happy it was over?
My theater was 10% full, I would say. It was pretty dead, and it was opening night.
I have a fun story to tell about the ending of Madam Web. So me and Claire sitting there going like, what the hell was this? And there's 3 girls in the front, and they get up, and you could tell that one girl brought them there, telling them like, it's gonna be great, guys. And all she was doing, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I thought it was gonna be good. They was like, oh my god, you're never picking again. They said, you guys like the Marvels though, right? He's like, yeah, but that's not the point. This was terrible. And she just, the whole time, I'm dying laughing. She's just apologizing to them for bringing them to this movie.
Wow, that is so funny.
Oh my god.
Jonathan Carney's in here just sending support and sending some love. Thank you so much, man. Thanks for being here and thanks for joining us. Kenny Sparks says, I definitely think Jaws leans drama. Yep. That's the best way I think I can describe it. Nathan John Movie says, how likely of a chance do you think Rebel Moon 2 will get delayed? It comes out April 26th, but doesn't even have a trailer yet. It's done though, isn't it? Like on Netflix and everything. Like it's ready to go.
Yeah, they did drop. Well, no, they dropped the trailer for both parts together. Then they dropped a trailer just for part 1. It says coming out April. They probably will drop it in March. The trailer. It's not going out in movies, so they don't need to drop a trailer so early.
That's a good point. And I don't know. I wonder. Rebel Moon, I don't think was received well.
No.
The first part, and I don't even know what the numbers on that were. I feel like
It did okay, like medium. It
yeah,
wasn't like a breakout hit or anything, but it wasn't bad.
it's just hard because I feel like Rebel Moon 2 now has like no momentum going
Yeah.
into it. Like I feel like the disappointment of part 1 has killed a
Mhm.
lot of enthusiasm for part 2. I'm going to check out
Mhm.
part 2. Like I'm curious to
Me
see
too.
where they're going to go next, but I don't know. I don't think you like the trailer is going to be very hyped up, and I don't think there's going to
No.
be I don't know if the marketing is going to be able to save it, to be honest with you.
Honestly, this is Netflix's fault. I don't know why
Yeah.
they didn't just release the full version
Well, when is that
instead of
coming
trying
out?
to make.
There was this whole story of like Zack Snyder. This is not my director's cutter version. This is Netflix's version. Mine's coming later. Where is it? I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, I don't. I thought it was gonna the director's cut was gonna be released like soon after. I didn't think we were gonna have to wait
That's how
for
they made it
both
sound.
parts to come out. And then I watched it, and you want me to watch the director's cut again after that? No, give me
Yeah.
the director's cut.
I hate that. I
I
hate
think
that
they
that's
saw what happened with Watchmen, and then they saw what happened with BVS, and they saw what happened with Zack Snyder's Justice League, and they were like, "Let's recreate our own." And it's like, no, but those were legit.
it's
Like the
artificial.
studios legit did that. You're artificially making this up.
Yeah. It's just it's another example of them missing the mark of
Yeah,
what the fans want and it's stupid. Yeah, I don't know. I think they'll just drop Rebel Moon 2 and it'll just be like, "Oh, crap, it's out now." Okay. Toxic with 51 wants to know what is your guys' thoughts on the Chris Stuckman situation? You heard about this?
Oh yeah, I've been
You're in
deep
the
in it,
movie space, so you heard about this.
debating, arguing. I'm shocked that it became a situation. I watched that
Mhm.
video and I was like, this makes sense. I agree with him. And then
Yep.
like a lot of times when I watch movies and I'm like, oh, I like this movie, and go on Twitter and everybody's like, it sucks and you suck if you like it. I was like, oh, people were mad at him because he didn't want to review Madam Web, even though he
Yep.
talked about he's not going to review movies that he doesn't like. So clearly he didn't like Madam Web. And in the beginning of the video, he said, if you want to see a review of Madam Web that they're trashing it, there's 100 reviews out right now.
Yep.
You can watch, which is true. Like my review, your review, Kenny's review, like just amongst our circle that are close, we all were trashing this movie. So
Yep.
it's like, yeah, I don't know. I thought he had solid points. I kind of get people being upset because like, oh, you just want us to be easy on you when your movie comes out. I don't know.
It's jealousy. It's jealousy. That's how I see it. This is how
You
I
think
see
it's
this.
from the people who are coming at him?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
I think Chris Stuckman, first of all, this just shows the testament to the legend that is Chris Stuckman in this space. Because how many people used his name, used his picture in their thumbnails to talk about this and are getting all those clicks? Like, I was seeing
Yeah.
this snowball over the weekend. One video came out, got like thousands of views. Then all of a sudden, a bunch of other videos came out, started collecting
Yeah.
views. It's the hot new topic to talk about. Look, Chris Stuckman has been around for years. And what's
Yeah.
funny is if you watch his channel, that's not a surprise because I watch his channel regularly. Like I'm a regular
too.
Chris Stuckman watcher. Like 2 years ago, he talked about how he wasn't going to do movie reviews for bad movies anymore. So I stopped expecting that. So I was actually surprised when he posted a video that had Madam Web in the thumbnail and
Me
said I
too.
had to talk about this. I was like, oh crap, he said he wasn't going to do bad movie reviews anymore.
And I was like, was this that bad? And he's like, I gotta say something.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. But the video isn't about that. It's about how he saw issues from within the studio system that affected this movie, and he was bringing light to those situations and for how writers and those who are lower on the totem pole in Hollywood are kind of treated within the studio system. And what ended up happening is you saw on Twitter, all these people, well, one person started it, and then there's all these people, which
I saw that post. He's so cringy or something like that. And everybody started retweeting that.
Yep. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm just going to say what I actually think. People saw that who were ticked off that Chris Stuckman can get views and they can't. That's where it came from. This guy's not even going to review the movie. This guy's not even going to talk about it. And he gets millions of views or he gets millions of this. Meanwhile, I'm working so hard on my movie review and I'm writing up my script and I can't even get past 50 views. creates jealousy, creates bitterment, and that is why they went against Chris Stuckman, because they see him as this movie critic who's made it, who's living my dream, and he is not hitting my standards of what I believe a movie critic on YouTube should be at. Chris Stuckman's channel is Chris Stuckman's channel. Any other YouTuber who changes their direction of how they want to go with their channel, you can choose to unsubscribe, you can choose to click off, and that's totally fine. But they have every right to change direction of their channel. And you can be upset about it, but people are acting like Chris Stuckman went out and shot a puppy. Like it's ridiculous. It is,
and now they're talking about
ridiculous.
like there's all these titles of like, is film criticism dying? And he didn't even talk about that.
Film
he didn't
criticism
say that
dying.
You couldn't do that. He's not saying you can't criticize his film. He just wanted to talk about the studio system and how it hurts so much because he's dealing with it. He has actual knowledge, unlike us who are on the outside looking in, hearing reports of it, and we can interpret those things, but he's actually talking to a studio. This is valuable information for us.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing with that too, of like film criticism's dying, because Chris Stuckman's not reviewing movies now, like film criticism is dying. When Roger Ebert died, was that the end of film criticism? He was like the biggest film critic in the world when he died. And film criticism goes on. There's always new people. There's always new voices. If you don't want to listen to Chris Stuckman anymore, you don't have to listen to Chris Stuckman anymore. This is one of the most ridiculous fans' arms in the air over nothing, I don't know, controversy on YouTube I have ever seen. Did he pull out a ukulele? Little shade there. No, he didn't do any of that. He didn't have to do any of that because he didn't do anything wrong. That's my thoughts on this situation. And I think it's
another reason why this blew up is because the news cycle has been so slow since January.
Yep.
Everybody was feasting to have something to generate something within this space.
Yep.
And this was like, and people were kind of been attacking Stuckman since like last year because he won't do negative reviews, even though he explained it. And I always thought like Jeremy Jahns doesn't review every movie that he does not like. He'll review the big movie, but sometimes he'll do his top 10 worst movies of the year. He's like, oh, I didn't review this on the channel. Like, so he kind of does the same thing.
Yeah.
He'll like review a movie that he thinks is going to be great and it ends up not being. He'll let you know your thoughts. But no one comes at Jeremy Jahns for that because he's, I don't know.
Exactly. And Chris Stuckman, like, it's not like he put out a video that was a Madam Web review and he just praised it and was totally a fraud and was fake. He wasn't fake.
Yeah.
He came out and gave his opinions in a video that he structured in a certain way, and he delivered on what he set out to do with that video. It's just people who clicked on it thinking they were going to get something else were upset. And I think the situation is just coming from people who are jealous and people who saw that this is a video trend that was taking off over this past week, and they wanted a piece of the pie and they wanted to get the views. So they made their own little video about their thoughts on Chris Stuckman's situation.
Yeah.
And now I get to clip this out and put Chris Stuckman on my thumbnail and talk about this situation as well. So yeah, here come the views.
Thank you, Toxic Gamer.
Appreciate you.
That is hilarious. But yeah, it's true. I watched one video of like someone's reaction to it, and like he started getting to like insulting him, and I was like, okay, yeah, I'm off this. I'm gonna hurt your attention because I'm clicking off.
I do worry about his movie though. His movie's not going to get a fair shake. It's someone like,
no.
Oh man, I worry about that. He's going to get obliterated, regardless of what they actually feel about his movie.
Yeah, it could be great, and it's going to say it's trash.
Yeah, hopefully it's great.
Yeah.
Kenny Sparks says Mahershala Ali's going to be 95 before Blade comes out.
That's a good segue.
Oh man. Toxic51 says, you guys buy any new movies as of late? I got Wonka in the mail from. Oh crap! I totally forgot. I was gonna give that away on the show. I forgot about that. One sec.
Okay. Oh well, while Zach M is gone, this is the new Zach Attack. Oh well, you're right there. Okay.
I'm a mess.
I can't take over too long.
I'm an absolute mess. Sorry, man. Yeah, no
problem. I was gonna fake like I was taking your channel over, but you came back right away.
Yeah, no, I'll just do this. Like, boom. If you guys want that, and you live in the States. Is it going to focus? It's more fun if it doesn't focus. You guys get to guess. It might not focus. It might focus. It might not. Oh, boom. There we go. All right, guys. There you go. WarnerBrothers.com. There you go. Gone forever. So if you didn't get it, I'm sorry. But yeah, I meant to give that away earlier, and I totally forgot to take the picture of it and everything. So yeah, Wonka. I hope you guys enjoy.
Yeah, I just got the steelbook for that.
Nice, dude. That's awesome. What does the
And
steelbook look like?
Hunger Games. Oh, actually, you know what? Why am I have it right here. I'll be right. These are the last couple things that I got. So since we're doing this, so this
Ah,
I got
that
this
is
as a gift,
nice.
as a Secret Santa.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wonka.
Oh, okay. That's a nice looking steelbook.
Yeah, and it has like it's like raised here, so it's textured.
Oh, nice.
Hunger Games.
That's
I
pretty
think
cool.
the cover is beautiful, and then Oppenheimer.
Oh, nice. That's nice.
Yeah, so that's the last couple stuff I got.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I just got Wonka. Nathan's Random Movie says, "Did you hear that Gladiator 2 has a budget of $310 million?"
Yes.
Yeah, apparently it's ballooned. I don't know.
But it's not even because of Ridley Scott, it's because of the strikes.
Yeah.
So it's like
it's do you see any way this movie's gonna make its money back at this point? $310 million.
So in order for you to make money, you have to do 2.5 times the budget. And the
Yep.
movie's not done. So it's probably gonna be more than this.
Yep.
2 times I'm doing the math right now. It would have to make $775 million to break even.
I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna do that.
I don't know what the first Gladiator did.
Well, Gladiator was also back in like 2000, and it was Russell Crowe, and you're not gonna have Russell Crowe back, and it's got to be like mostly a whole new cast. Good cast.
The last one made $464 million.
Oh man. See, that's the thing is Ridley Scott movies have not been making money in the box office lately.
No.
They have not been, and
he's been too up and down. Like Napoleon was not good, right?
No,
but the one before that was actually good.
The Last Duel.
Yes, that movie's good.
That was good.
But the subject matter is not money making. No
Right.
one is gonna go to the theaters multiple times to watch what happened in that movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's not feel good. So that's so it's hard. And now he's going back to Alien. I don't know. That's wow.
But the movie landscape has also changed too. And a movie like Sword and Sandals, like Gladiator, I those movies don't do well nowadays. They don't, regardless of quality.
They're usually streaming movies now. Westerns don't come out in theaters big. We don't get big budget westerns anymore. We don't get big budget that era of the world. It's not medieval. I don't know what era that would be. Yeah. Well, yeah, medieval, Sword and Sandals, westerns. No one goes to the theaters to watch those.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know if there's hope for this movie. I think this movie, unless something happens where it becomes a cultural moment and it can just capture the audience's attention and it can hit that 800 million mark, 1 billion mark. I don't know. I would say this movie's a flop before it's even arrived, unfortunately.
Because the guy that they have in there, who I think is a great actor, is not a star yet, Paul Mescal.
Right.
So it's not like he's going to bring a bunch of people here. It's not like it's Timothy Chalamet, who's kind of starting to become a movie star slowly.
Yeah.
So, and Joaquin Phoenix is also not box office draw because look what happened to Napoleon. So I don't know.
I don't think Joaquin Phoenix is in it.
No, I could have sworn so.
I don't think so. No? Maybe he is. I can't remember. But
maybe.
Even like you said, even if he's in it, I don't think it pushes the needle much further. If I was the studio, I'd be fuming right now because I think they would know too that, like, first of all, they did this to themselves, and second of all, I don't think they're gonna hit that. I really don't.
So I'm looking at the announced cast. So it's Paul Mescal, Denzel is in it. So
he's a bigger name, but I still don't know if he's a draw.
Barry Keoghan, also an uprising guy, but he's also not a draw. Pedro Pascal, maybe. Joseph Quinn, if this was after Fantastic Four. But yeah.
Oh yeah, this comes out this year though, doesn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough
Yep.
for that movie.
I do not. I do not envy them. Dave Show says, have another question. How would you guys improve the community posts? Do you feel that they really work? That's a good question.
Yeah.
How would I improve them? That's a good question. I think honestly, when I was doing YouTube when I first started, you needed to have 1,000 subscribers before you even unlocked the community post, which I always thought was bullcrap. I think they've lowered it now. I think you can, or maybe you can just have the community post now if you're just
It's
on
100
YouTube.
subscribers now.
It's 100 subscribers. It's 100 subscribers now. Okay. I got gypped, but no, I mean that's
started too early.
That's awesome though, because I always thought the community post should just be available. I don't understand why you needed to unlock it, because it's such a valuable asset to connect with your subscribers.
Live streaming and community posts should just be unlocked.
Yeah, exactly, and letting them know what's going on. And I think polls are great. Like I've started putting out, like asking people what they think I'm going to think of a movie as I'm going into the movie. And when I come out, the votes are usually pretty high and there's engagement in the comments. So the audience seems to be responding to that and liking that. So community posts are just another way to experiment with like how to connect with your community and what they like and get some ideas and of what they're into on your channel. I think it's a very valuable asset. And I think every YouTuber should be using it, honestly.
Yeah. I think my one small thing I can think of, give me the measurements to what pictures I can post. I'm tired of trying to post a picture and it's like you got to click on it to zoom out. Or sometimes I'm like, oh, I want to post my thumbnail and show it to people to give a little preview. And the thumbnail's like, oh, it exceeds the size, but it's the same size as the other thumbnail I just posted. What are you talking about?
That's annoying.
I use Canva. It's the same thing. So yeah, they need to give me the measurements so I can post it properly.
Yeah, I agree with that. The Oberthorian Alliance just sent in a $7.99 super chat. Thank you guys so much for that. That's very, very appreciative. Thank you both for your support. Looking forward to doing a live stream together. Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm looking forward to getting back together and jumping on the channel.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It's gonna be
next
great.
time we have to plan our foods to have like a little gag.
One person
have a dinner, breakfast, and lunch.
For you guys who don't know, the Oberthorian Alliance are in Australia, so it's if we did it in the morning, it'd be lunchtime for them, and I can't remember actually how it
when
worked.
we did it, it was literally Monday for them and Sunday for us.
Right. They're a day ahead. That's true. Let's see here. I kind of lost my spot. Here we go. Toxic Gamer says, I'm not that excited for Gladiator 2. The first Gladiator didn't need a sequel. It was perfect just on its own. But if it's great, you'll be saying that you're glad they made it, and it's only
might not do well, but it might be a great movie.
Yeah, it might be. I mean, I really like The Last Duel. And like we said, that didn't do very well. Didn't like Napoleon, but that's a different story. Enviro 2, who's the hottest girl in the MCU and DCU? I think I'm gonna bow out of this one, but feel free.
I can answer because I'm single. MCU is easy. I gotta go with my girl Scarlett Johansson. I've had a crush on her since I was like 15, so that's easy.
She's a popular one.
Yeah, Kat Dennings being second. DCU, it's not a lot of choices.
I guess it'd be DCEU.
Yeah, DCEU, because we don't know who's in the DCU as a girl. I guess Supergirl, but
Isabel Merced is in the DC. I you know what? I shouldn't be helping. I actually shouldn't be.
You're right, though.
Helping you.
You're right. She's nice. Get myself in trouble. I actually have a question like this in my my next video, my next Attacking Zach. I did like somebody was like my top 5 crushes. I was like, God damn it. And you asked me my top 5 men hairstyles. I was like, where am I gonna find this? Actually, top 5 I like.
I forgot that.
Oh, hold on. DC. I feel like the easy answer for DCEU is Gal Gadot.
Not reacting.
Let's see. Ooh, I'm looking at the list here now. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go, even though there's some good, like Margot Robbie's there. Amber Heard, I know she's crazy, but she is hot. Johnny Smollett, who played Black Canary. I'm gonna go with Gal Gadot though. She looks amazing as Wonder Woman.
Not reacting.
We know your other head is reacting though. It's okay.
You are going to get me killed.
I'm gonna stop. Move on. Move on.
I already spat out my water on the stream last. I'm not doing it again. Kenny Sparks says Miles has been around longer than Miss Marvel, so I don't think it's too early. I don't think it's not too early in that sense. I just mean it like where Tom Holland's Peter Parker is on his journey in the MCU. Like I just think we need a little bit more time with him.
I think the equivalent is like if Carol started as Miss Marvel, it would have been too early to bring Kamala. But since Carol is just Captain Marvel already, Kamala was fine.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
Talk to you with 51 says, what do you guys think of Star-Lord or Loki leading a new event? Loki?
There's a rumor that he's going to lead the Prime Avengers, which is a bunch of like multiversal overpowered Avengers team. And we're slowly probably start seeing them pop up. One of them should also pop up in Deadpool and Wolverine or something like that. I can see Loki maybe leading a team like that helps to fight Kang. Star-Lord, that would be a great character arc moment for him, you know.
Well, he's back on Earth.
Reluctant leader. He's back on Earth, leading like humans and helping the planet that he was gone for so long. I think that would be a great ending to his arc because I can see him that's like his last thing he does before he moves on to the DCU.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't see Loki. I just don't see it. Maybe they could make it work, but I don't know. But and
that'd be a great character arc too.
Yeah,
he was the Avengers' first villain, and he becomes the leader. That'd be amazing.
The only issue with Star-Lord that I see is would Bucky, would they? Well, I guess maybe Bucky's not in the Avengers, but like would would the veterans of the Avengers, would they listen to him? Like would War Machine listen to Star-Lord? Like
especially after Endgame.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like I don't know if he could lead. I honestly don't.
Yeah, I honestly just want Sam to lead. We need, if you're gonna make him Captain America, he just needs to be Captain America. Like,
yeah, I think it makes the most sense. Dave Show, do you think Adam Sandler will ever go back to the theater releases, or is he just a Netflix guy until he retires? I mean, I don't see why he'd want to go back. He's got a sick deal.
He's making so much money on Netflix.
Yeah, he's making
every single movie he does, even the bad ones, do well.
And Vira 2 is giving his opinion on the hottest girls in the MCU DCU. He's saying Margot Robbie, Scarlett Johansson, and Elizabeth Olsen. Again, his opinion. The Laser. Toy Story 5 comes out June 19th, 2026, and is my most anticipated movie of the decade. It's funny because I just said how I didn't want Toy Story 4 and then that ended up being good. Toy Story 5 makes me worried. I don't know. The difference here, I think, is when they announced Toy Story 4, the reasoning behind the announcement was we were sitting around as the writers and we were thinking to ourselves, oh, Andy's story ended in Toy Story 3, but Woody's story didn't end. And we came up with this idea for Woody's story in Toy Story 4. And it just seemed like this idea that was like, we got to get this out, like an itch that they needed to scratch. And it just felt like there was more of a creative endeavor behind that. Whereas Toy Story 5 was Bob Iger, like, these movies made $1 billion. We're doing more. So
give us more.
Yeah. So like the intention, the motivation behind Toy Story 5 feels more corporate to me than Toy Story 4 did. And maybe that's fair, maybe that's not, but just the way it's being presented, I'm once again worried about another Toy Story movie. So you haven't even seen 4, so you're double worried.
Yeah. I want them to still do original ideas. That's the only thing.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Toxic Game with 51 says, what do you guys think of some of the best years of movies? 94, I think, was pretty good. Looking back at 2014, that was a pretty good year. 2014 was great. 2016 was pretty good. 2019 was pretty decent.
I was about to say that.
Yeah.
2019 was great. I think last year is all-timer. I've been saying that for a long time. I think when you think of
an all-timer,
every genre, we have a couple standouts. We just had the cinematic moment of maybe the decade happened already with Barbenheimer.
Barbenheimer, yeah.
We got a lot of new horror franchises that's going to continue, like a Megan, a Smile, Talk to Me, in terms of like horror franchises. We got R-rated comedies back. Like there's so much like
True.
different things that's happening, and it creates spaces where multiple actors can now do. Like Jennifer Lawrence got nominated for a Golden Globe for No Hard Feelings. Like that's amazing.
Yeah, that's
You know
pretty
what I'm
crazy.
saying?
That's pretty
That's
crazy.
really crazy.
No
And
one would
like
have
there
expected
needs to
that.
be a respect for comedies again. They're an important genre.
Yeah. It's definitely like all subjective, obviously, because like for me, when I think back to last year, there was definitely hits, but the consistency I don't think
Mm,
was there with like how many of them hit for me
okay.
necessarily. Like I wasn't
I
huge
see
on
that.
Megan. I'm not even really huge on like Barbenheimer was huge for the theatrical experience
Culture.
for sure. I'm not
Yeah.
huge on Barbie. Oppenheimer was great. Yeah, so it definitely it was most variety we've had in a couple of
Yeah.
years for sure. I
Yeah.
think in that aspect, but I don't know. I don't know if it was like 2014. I think back to that and like like Whiplash comes to mind, and we had Guardians of the Galaxy, and we had like I
Yeah,
don't
we
know.
had
There's
Guardians of the Galaxy in 2023.
we
Volume,
did.
volume.
We did, but I'm also on record saying that it's my least favorite of the trilogy, right?
That's
So
true.
that's
You did
different
say
for
that.
me. Yeah,
You did say
so
that.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
all subjective. Kenny Sparks, Anchorman 2 didn't do well and it was redundant. That's a really good pick, actually. I like that pick.
You know, that's the only one I saw, and I was so mad.
That's the
Like
only
there was
one
a
you've seen?
that was a date. She's like, "Oh, I love the Anchorman. You're gonna love this." And I watched this. And I was like, "You have terrible taste. You'll never pick up another movie ever again."
Yeah, you gotta watch the first one. You've gotta watch the first one.
Yeah.
Toxic Gamer says Jaws 2, the only sequel I would recommend, even though Jaws 2 is just okay.
Mm.
I mean, I still wouldn't recommend it, but of the sequels, it's definitely the best. they just keep going down. It's just
Oh
stick with the
my
first
god.
one. That's the only one that needs to exist. Nathan Jetta Movies saying, do you think Star-Lord is frustrating because he hit Thanos, or do you
Mm.
actually think he saved the universe or causing the one outcome of the 14,605 where they win? I
Mm.
think people miss the not miss. I won't say that. I'll say what I see in the scene. What I see in that scene with Thanos is before that happens, Star Lord is kind of like mocking Iron Man and saying how like he's only 50% human and how he's not a part of them and
Yeah.
he's separate. And I
Yeah.
feel like that scene with Thanos brings out his
Humanizing.
humanity that he was trying to ignore or repress because he gets emotional over a loved one being lost. And it's something that as humans, like that emotion just comes out of us. And so for me, that was Star-Lord having a moment of humanity that he so tries to bury. Yes, he did end up causing Thanos to slip away. And it probably did, though, also lead to the outcome where they won. So that's another good way of looking at it. How do you view that?
I hate that, man.
I hate that.
No, I don't hate Star Lord. In the moment, I was really pissed. Like
Mhm.
it's an all timer moment though because it
Yeah.
creates this drama. The glove almost coming off his hand for him to grab it back, then for him to just like, okay, I got to take this serious. Like because the whole time I feel like he wasn't taking them seriously, and then
Yeah.
when he realized they almost took the glove off his hand, he's like, oh, let me just beat the shit out of all of them now because they're getting too close. First of all, when you knock out this one that put me to sleep, he immediately went after her because he was like,
Headbutt.
"Oh, she's the
Yeah.
most dangerous." Yeah.
It was
So
great.
like, it was a great moment, but just thinking about, it, I was so like Tony Stark, who's the most emotional man in the universe, was like, "Calm down."
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
almost got it off. All you have to do is hit him after the glove is off. Let me take this off. Put the gun in his mouth. Blast his head off. Don't do it while we're trying to get the glove off.
Yeah.
That was just pissed me off. But I get what you're saying though, the humanity part. I just think that the fact that the humanity thing wasn't a big character arc for him throughout the series, like if that was something that was mentioned in volume one Volume 2, I would have been like, yeah, this is a bad
That's
opportunity
fair.
for him to do it. But this makes sense. But since they didn't really play with that, it didn't have as much effect on me like that. But that's actually a good point. I never even thought about it like that. He did say, "No, I'm only half," like in a quip, but it actually meant something.
Yeah, that's how I always viewed it.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, it's true. I quit and Dune happened. Oh man, I'm very happy that Dune happened.
Me too.
Oh, he also says I appreciate that. So, well, absolutely, man, and I mean it. I meant that. Talks Gamer says Zack Attack. Speaking of comic CM
CM
Punk,
Punk.
what was your
Mhm.
thoughts on Cody Rhodes winning the Rumble and the whole entire Rock situation with him returning and stealing Cody's spot? Then Cody took it back. You don't want to hear my opinion on this? No, take
I
it
thought
away.
it was amazing television. This is the most invested I've been in wrestling in years. I think that Cody winning was something we saw like a year ago. We knew that he was going to win the Rumble. The Rock has been amazing this whole time, and yeah, I just want to see how it ends. WrestleMania is going to be big. Hopefully, I'm with a bunch of friends watching it, eating pizza and drinking Mountain Dew.
That sounds great. I'm just gonna skip down just a little bit. I apologize if I skip over your comment or question, but we have been going for like 2.5 hours, and so I want to try and get through just a little bit more of these that are a little further down. Dark Movies is here saying, "Yo, what's going on, man? I know you stay up really late for this, so I appreciate it." Let's see here. Nathan Dread Movie says, "Have you ever cried in the theater? If so, for what movie?" Well, I mean, Infinity War made me cry when
Mm.
Spider-Man started dusting away. That one comes to mind.
Yes. I have PTSD over that. Every time I watch that scene, even when I'm not sad, I feel a tear come down my eye.
Yep,
It wrecks me.
that's a good one.
The last time I cried in the theater, did The Whale come out before or after Everything Everywhere All at Once? I'm not sure.
That was
I
after.
remember it was after. I remember sobbing in the theater, and not only sobbing, like I was trying to hold it back, but then I heard everybody else sobbing, so I was like, "Oh, okay, I could cry. We're all crying right now." And like I left the theater, I went on the train station platform, and I was still crying to the point where someone came up to me. I was like, "Are you okay?"
Oh wow.
Yeah, it wrecked me, man. It wrecked me in a way that a movie hasn't wrecked me in a theater in my life. I was crying really badly.
Wow. Yeah, no, that would do it. The Whale is a very emotional movie.
Yeah.
Um, I can't remember very clearly, but I feel like it's true that I cried at this moment. Zac Efron's last line in Iron Claw. I won't give it away because it's just so freaking good.
Yeah.
But it hit. It drove it home for sure.
Yeah. I wasn't big on the scene before that,
I
but
think I know what one you're talking about, and I agree. Yeah.
yeah, but then that happened and someone explained what that scene meant, and I was like, "Oh, okay, it's a little bit better than I expected." But when he said the line with the people that was there,
Yeah.
as vague as I could say, I was like, "Oh, shit."
Yeah. It was oh, it was good.
Yeah.
Probably my most memorable line of 2023, honestly.
Mm.
Talk to Me with 51 says on 3C Films video there was an article that said Venom 3 and Craven might be good. Maybe. No, what does that mean? That doesn't
Oh,
that doesn't even mean anything. What do you
that
mean
gives
they
me
might
nothing.
be good? What is that? What does that
The movie
mean?
might be good.
Is this the studio? I hope this isn't the studio saying this because that doesn't invoke
That does
confidence.
not
Like,
bode well.
is it like some like what is that? Honestly, I don't mean any disrespect, but like that's not even news. That's nothing.
As Kenny would say, it's a nothing burger.
Yeah, it's a nothing. Like there's nothing really to take away from that. It might be good. Okay, I already knew that. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I will say, I don't have any faith in it. I don't have any faith in those movies, but yeah, they might be good.
As someone that's seen the first two Venoms, are they good to like laugh with, or are they just not good?
They they can be. I think the first Venom is a schlocky, fine enough time, I guess, if that's what you're looking for. Let There Be
Okay.
Carnage definitely plays a little bit goofier, but the
Mhm.
goofiness works a little bit better for me in Let There Be Carnage, even though I don't fully like it still. It does work a little bit better, and it just has a better villain with Woody Harrelson as Carnage.
Oh, it's better. Okay.
They don't do great stuff with him, but Woody Harrelson's performance is decent.
Okay.
I don't hate that one. Let's put it that way. Dave Show says, Zack Attack, do I need the DBS Hero Steel Pack? I have the cool Blu-ray cover.
I don't have the Steelbook. I have the 4K. I don't know how to say that word when it's kind of like 3D-ish, like the image kind of moves.
Oh, like the holographic or the
I think it starts with a P. I'm not sure.
yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. That's the one I
Yeah.
have. I seen the Steelbooks for that movie, and I was like, "Oh, should I get this?" But then I was like, "I already bought the 4K thing. I'm not gonna have 2 copies of it." But yeah, if you don't have any copies of it, get the Steelbook.
Lenticular?
Lenticular.
The
Yeah,
lenticular cover, that's what it is.
lenticular. There you go. Thank you. Smarter than me. The smarter Zach.
Toxic Gamer 331 asking, what do you guys think are 3 overrated actors? Ooh, I don't know if I can give you 3 overrated actors. That's tricky. Do you have any that come to mind?
Clint Eastwood.
Ooh, controversial.
Overrated.
Yeah, overrated. That's a tricky one.
It is.
Yeah, I don't know. We won't dwell on that too
it's
long.
hard. Yeah.
Average Viewer Film said, I recently... oh, by the way, welcome. Thank you for joining us. He says, I recently watched the OG Planet of the Apes movies, and they are better than I remember, and for late 60s and early 70s. Nice. Have you seen those ones? The older ones?
I've seen the older ones, yeah. The practical effects are great. I think that's why they hold up.
I think so, too. I like them, mostly.
And I think the fact that there are people are saying that this new trilogy is leading into them, and we might get a remake, sounds interesting.
I could see that happening for sure. I think that leading into the old ones wouldn't be as smart as just redoing some of them in some ways. Nathan's Random Movie says, do you think the whole Batman origin with Thomas and Martha dying and Joker will go anywhere in the future? Because
in the Joker movie?
Yeah, in the Joker movie, Thomas and Martha die. I think at the end
they show the alleyway. They show the alleyway thing.
Probably
if they're
not.
smart, no.
Yeah.
Because this Joker's way too old to be fighting a Batman that young.
Very true. And he was like what, 6 or 8 years old or something like that
Max?
when he was at the so
yeah.
I don't know. And isn't like Joaquin Phoenix's Joker already like mid-40s or something? So it would be like 60 years old when Batman comes around. You don't want to see Batman commit elder abuse.
20-year-old spry Batman beating on a 6-year-old man.
Yeah.
All the memes would be
taking his cane from him and just smacking him against the back.
Stop. No, where is she? Oh my god.
I don't see that happening. Let's see here. Have you guys seen The Last Action Hero? If so, what are your thoughts? I think it's an underrated Arnold movie. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a little bit ahead of its time. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it.
No?
I know that cover, but just never seen it.
I'd recommend it. Let's see here. Nathan's Random Movies. Are you going to watch Roadhouse 2024? Maybe. It's going to be on Amazon. To the director's not happiness. But I'll probably watch it.
And for Jake Gyllenhaal to come out and be like, well, Amazon told us it was going to be straight to streaming from the beginning. It was like, damn. You couldn't even back the director up?
I know, right? Oh, drama. Ugh, don't like to see it.
Yeah.
We got Jason Entertainment saying, hey, Zach, how's it going? What's going on, Jason? Thanks for joining us. We got Toxic Gamer saying, what are the 3 saddest animal deaths in movies?
So Pacific.
I mean, Marley and Me comes to mind. The dog
Bambi.
Bambi. I don't know if I get very sad about Bambi.
I think I did.
Maybe a little bit. Oh, Mufasa. Mufasa. It's more so Simba's reaction to Mufasa, though.
Yeah.
That I find sad.
I can't think of. I guess John Wick's dog. I don't know.
John Wick's dog. Yeah. There's a movie. It's not. It's kind of a cop out because the dog does come back to life. But there's this movie. I don't know if you've ever heard of it called Michael. It stars John Travolta, and he's this like angel, this fallen angel, on Earth that just kind of like hangs around and drinks beer and stuff. It's a bad movie. It's a terrible movie. Very bad. But there's a scene. There's a scene where they have this dog along with them the entire time. Like this dog is just kind of hanging out with them, right? And there's a scene where the characters are outside of this motel and the dog's across the street. And they go, all right, come on, we're going, come on. And the dog starts running, and there's this wide shot of this dog running across the street. And then out of nowhere, this truck just plows over this dog. And then it's just like this 5-minute scene of these characters mourning over this run over dog. And then Michael, the angel, is able to bring it back to life. But it really does hit you the first time you watch it. Like, holy, just like,
whoa! I think A Dog's Purpose fits that.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty sad one.
Yeah,
manipulative, but it's pretty scary. This man movie says, "Are you guys excited for Civil War? Ministry of You Gentlemen, Warfare, Monkey Man, and Abigail." Abigail. They played that trailer twice when I went to go see ISS. It was
what, back to back?
Yeah, it was pretty hilarious because my wife left because she couldn't handle it, and then it ended, and I said, "All right, come back in." And as she came back in, they started it over, and it played again.
They really just did not like her. Oh, you walked out?
Yeah. Oh, we're playing this again. Abigail.
I'm excited for all those.
Yeah, it's got my attention. Civil War, I'm scared of what that movie's gonna do when it comes out, but it has my attention, absolutely. People saying they're seeing Dune. That's awesome. Hope you guys enjoy it when you see it. I hope I enjoy it when I see it. Dave Show says, what do you guys think is going to be the worst of the worst for 2024? Madam Web doesn't count. Well, I mean, Madam Web's the only thing I've seen. So, oh, crap. My monitor turned off. Oh, there we go. That was so weird. My monitor just turned off. We're good. Okay.
I saw you the whole time. So
okay, it just went black. I was like, oh no. What was the question? Oh yeah, what's going to be the worst of 2024? I mean, I don't know. What
these I know sound bad.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe Imaginary.
Yeah, I'm Craven the Hunter is another one that's coming out this year. I don't think that looks
in the same franchise.
Yeah, I don't think that looks good. So,
oh man, I'm sure I'm gonna watch something worse than Madam Web, but I might not.
You might not. Yeah, I don't know if I have any faith in it. Let's see here. I'm just gonna go down and find a couple questions that are a little bit closer to the bottom. Sorry to those. I mean, you guys honestly have been insanely killing this chat. I cannot believe how much questions there are here. So I really appreciate all you guys' contributions and questions and comments. This is great. I do want to get Zach out of here at a decent hour though. So we'll jump down here a little bit and let's see here. We'll go here. We'll go to Kenny Sparks saying the other part of Stuckman literally is in a situation where what he says can impact his livelihood. He would be unwise to jeopardize his future for things he doesn't like. That's a good point. You don't want to step on anyone's. I mean, you could argue he kind of stepped on Sony's toes a little bit with his.
That's why I don't agree with that statement because he attacked the studio. That's more important. Being friendly with the studio is more important than being friendly with the creatives.
Well, you don't want to get on a director's bad side either.
True.
Right?
That's true, but he's also a director. So, you know what I mean? Like, you definitely don't want to go on the bad side because they have power. They have pull.
Yeah.
And things like that. But at the same time, I feel like attacking the studios and talking about how they're the ones ruining the movies. Because a lot of times studios push all the stuff on. You notice that everything goes on the director, everything goes on the actor. No one's talking about Sony. And they leave it like that because they're in the clear. And then they go make the next movie. And if it's good, you completely forget that they put the crap out. But that director, that stink stays on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I think him attacking the studio is more damaging than... Because he might go up to Sony and be like, I want to pitch this idea. And he's like, no, we heard what you said. Why would you want to work with us now after that?
Yeah. But at the same time, if you attack an actor... right? Like if he was to say Dakota Johnson gave a lifeless performance, Is Dakota Johnson gonna do his movie down the
That's
line?
true.
Right? So
True.
I
It's a tricky
think
situation.
Stuckman is in he is walking a tight line. And he
Yeah.
is uncharted waters. He doesn't know which way to go, and he's hoping that he lands safely on the ground.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of unprecedented. This YouTuber who's trying to make it from going to reviewing studio movies to making studio movies. I mean, I'm rooting for him,
Yeah.
but that's a big jump, big ambition.
It's a big jump.
Speaking of you saying that you want Disney to make original things, which Disney making more sequels? What sequels do you want to see? He wants a third Monsters Inc., a fourth Cars, a third Incredibles, and a third Nemo. And this comes from the Matt Film Show.
Hey, Matt Film Show.
Third Monsters Inc. I don't know if I need that. A fourth Cars, I definitely don't need that. Third Incredibles is the most likely that I would say from that I would want.
I would like a third Nemo.
Who's gonna get lost now?
Let's just call it Nemo. No finding. It's just
No
Nemo as an adult.
Just Nemo
And he
dealing with
he's on an
taxes.
adventure with his kids, and he's like, no one's getting lost. Like that's his whole stress. I can't lose on you guys. I know how it feels. My dad sucked at finding me. We are gonna go on this together. And they face sharks and humans.
It's just Nemo finding himself is the subtitle.
Ooh, I like that.
Goes on a self-discovery journey. Let's see here. Favorite song of all time. For me, it's Rocket Man by Elton John, Diamonds Rihanna, and Islands in the Stream by Dolly Parton. This comes to us from The Laser. Do you have a favorite song of all time?
I don't. That's too hard. I like way too many songs. I guess unofficially, but officially, I guess I could say In the End by Linkin Park.
Oh, nice.
That's a record I go back to all the time. So
nice. I honestly don't have one. I literally don't have one. I'm honestly not a big music person. Like I'll listen to it in the radio or on my playlist, but I don't dive into the music scene very much at all. The Open Alliance says, what would be a movie that either of you two would go back in time and experience it again in theaters? I'll let you go first.
Infinity War.
That's a good one.
I would love to get that experience. The first time seeing it, the hype leading to that was insane.
Yeah. The hype is almost what I would want to live again. The hype between Infinity War and Endgame.
That first trailer was like, everybody's like, this is like Star Wars level.
Yeah. Like, yeah. It was a big, big day. Endgame would definitely be one up there for me.
Mm-hmm.
Baby Driver was a surprise that I really enjoyed seeing in the theater back in the day.
Yeah.
I'd love to see
those are the best when you go in like, oh, this might be good. And you're like, whoa.
Yeah. Baby Driver would be awesome. Yeah, I think those are probably the big ones for sure. I mean, the first Avengers too. The first Avengers was magical.
Everything Everywhere All at Once. I would love to experience that the first time again because I went in there hype and I was like, oh my God, it's so weird, but I love it.
That's a good one. Fire Earth 2 saying, Zach, do you enjoy being married? Any regrets? Yes and no. There you go. That's my answer. Yes, I enjoy it. No regrets.
Well, I saw that question a while ago. That's why I made that face earlier. I was like, whoa, trying to get you in trouble.
The Open Alliance, what do you think is the most important thing to do with making a YouTube video? Is it the editing, the audio, etc.? What would you say to that?
I think it's the purpose. I think the purpose is the most important part.
That's deep.
I think what is your purpose? And I think once you figure out what your purpose is, everything else kind of falls into place. If you don't know what your purpose is with the video and you're just making it because you feel like you need to make it, it's going to feel like that.
Damn, that's good. I was going to say audio. No, that is a good answer. I don't feel comfortable following that up. I just be yourself. I think that's something I can say that's on a similar level. Be yourself. I think going to the video with our like being authentic. Be authentic when you're making it. When I started, I was trying to imitate a lot of people that I watched, and it wasn't me being me. And I mean, that just makes you feel weird when you're doing it that way. So
Yeah.
purpose is like the best answer I think ever for that kind of question. Honestly, that was really, really good. But along with purpose, like bring yourself to it for sure.
Yeah. In anything you
Um,
do, honestly, I think the be yourself and bring yourself to it. The way you said that,
yeah,
anything you're doing and trying to be successful at, that's a good advice.
yeah, for sure. Toxic Gamer is asking, who's a celebrity if you guys saw them in public, you would avoid them entirely? Dang. You're gonna
That's
get us
hard.
blacklisted from Hollywood.
Yeah, what the hell? I might interview one day. Entirely, I guess Donald Trump. He's technically a celebrity.
Yeah, Donald Trump. That works. Avoid entirely. Um, I don't know. I don't feel like there's many celebrities that I would like go absolutely insane over that I would need to talk to. I don't think I would want to approach Tom Cruise. I don't
Mm.
know. I just there's something about it that I feel like would be very, very intimidating and may go wrong. And I don't know if he's a nice guy or not. And I don't know. There's something about Tom Cruise. I just feel like he has that kind of edge to him, where it's
Mm.
like you get him on a good day, but maybe not.
Yeah, no, I get that. I think he
Yeah,
comes off very nice interviews when he's talking about the movies that he loves.
when you need to.
Yeah, that he needs to, but I don't know how he would be just like he's walking in the street and you like approach him.
Yeah,
I haven't heard any bad stories yet,
me
so
neither.
that's
Me neither.
good.
It's just a feeling. But
Yeah.
yeah. And I think I would also avoid Danny Masterson because something must be going on if he's on the streets. That's a deep cut if you don't know who that is.
That's amazing. What a great joke. Oh my god. Something must be going on if it's even the streets. Yo.
If you know, you know.
No, you know.
Enviro Earth says John Campea is overrated. Spoiled No Way Home by leaking photos. Yeah, fair enough. I don't hold it against him, but yeah, fair enough.
I don't think he's overrated. I think that he does a really great job at being consistent and giving you his opinion in a way where you don't feel like there's YouTubers I stopped watching because their opinions became inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? Like they would
Mm.
praise one thing and then they'll hate on something else, and it's just like, well, you just praise this other thing for the same exact thing.
Example.
Example that's not in our space is I'm big into hip hop,
Mhm.
and I used to watch the Joe Budden podcast a lot. He's a rapper turned podcaster, and he champions hip hop and this and that. I used to watch it all the time. It was funny, it was informational, and like he was championing like this album that I thought was garbage, and usually he would say it was garbage, but it was because he was having a relationship with the artist. He didn't, and then a rapper that he normally champions, he didn't even give any attention at all, and I was like, that's weird. And he's kind of started flippy floppy and back and forth in terms of doing stuff like that, and I felt like he was just trying to get the views, and that just kind of turned me off because it never felt like he was doing it. He was getting the views in spite of trying to be not get the views.
He
If
didn't
that
have a
makes sense.
purpose
Yeah,
behind his video.
yeah. So
Yeah, fair enough. Enviro 2 is saying I want Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul to make a rewatch podcast for Breaking Bad. I would listen to that like no one's business. Do you have any like rewatch podcasts that you listen to? That's kind of like a big trend going on.
Does Tom Welling and Michael Rosenbaum have a Smallville one? I would watch that.
I think there's a Smallville one. I don't know if it's them specifically, but I think there's a Smallville one. I'll listen to like Pod Meets World. It's Boy Meets World. They have a rewatch podcast. I think their podcast is great and very insightful. So I listen to them a lot. I really like those rewatch podcasts.
Nice.
Let's see here. Travis Mitchell, one of our beloved channel members. Thank you for being here, man. What's going on? Says in 2018, my friend and I saw The Predator. Everyone else was there for a simple favor, but that screening was canceled before The Predator started. The theater flooded with teenage girls and couples. Oh man, that's a terrible night on both accounts for them.
That's amazing.
That's really good.
That's like completely different kind of movies. So Jesus.
I just love all the teenage girls flooded in there. They're not getting the movie that they went to the cinema for.
Not at all.
I would have just gone home. I would have just gone home and
Give me my money back and go home.
yeah, that's crazy. I would not do that. Let's see here. Kenny Sparks is saying the Gladiator 2 budget is wild. There's no way they make that budget back without incredible word of mouth. Yeah, agree. Absolutely. Nathan John Movie says favorite Ridley Scott film. Mine is Blade Runner.
I'm gonna have to look up his film.
It's generic, but it probably would be either Gladiator or The Martian.
Mm-hmm.
I really like The Martian.
I haven't seen some of his movies. Actually, I haven't seen a lot of his movies. It's Oh, he didn't do Blade Runner 2049. That was Denis. I guess I'll say Gladiator. I like The Last Duel, but Gladiator's better.
Yeah, that's a good one too. Nathan John Movie says, have you guys seen every MCU film in the theater? Since I was born in 2009, I've only seen everything from Civil War and after. I missed Incredible Hulk in theaters. I missed Incredible Hulk. I missed Captain America: The First Avenger, and I missed the first Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are the only three I missed in theaters.
I missed Incredible Hulk. I think I missed the first Avenger too. I don't remember watching that in the theaters at all. If I did, yeah, it was so long ago. That was like 15 years ago now.
Don't say that.
He's like, oh no, don't do that to me. Damn, yeah, it's been like 12 years, right? Because Avengers 1 came out in 2012.
2012, yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm so old now. I missed Black Widow because that was during the pandemic, and I watched it at home because they had the $30 Disney Plus thing. I just did that.
Yeah,
because for me, the ticket's $22, and then I would have to buy a train ticket. It's going to be basically $30.
Oh yeah,
I could just watch it and avoid COVID at home. You know,
there you go. That works out well. Enviro2 wants to know if we prefer Chris Evans' Human Torch or Michael B. Jordan's Human Torch. Michael B. Jordan didn't get enough time. He didn't get to really show us his Human Torch, and that movie just failed him. So it's kind of hard to compare them. I like
it's like a Jared Leto situation.
Yeah, kind of.
Trash
movie.
But
I Chris Evans. I have a soft spot for those Tim Story Fantastic Fours. I saw them in theaters when I was very young. My dad took me to see them. I didn't care about film criticism. I didn't care about, it was just a superhero team, superhero movie. I really enjoyed it. And I've always enjoyed Chris Evans' performance as the Human Torch, Johnny, in those movies.
Me too. I think he was great.
Yeah, I'm going to go with him. Shrek 5 is coming soon, says Enviro Earth 2. You excited for that? We know how much you like
only because it's in the style of Puss in Boots' Last Wish. And that
Mm.
movie was fantastic.
That is a good pick for, what was the question? A sequel that you didn't think was going to be good or something? That's a really good. I had no anticipation, no hope for Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. I don't even really like the first one all that much. And that movie was excellent. That movie was so freaking good.
Yes.
Oh man, that was great. Nathan Movie says my channel turned exactly 3 years old yesterday. Dude, very exciting. Wow, 3 years, dude. That's props to you. That's commitment. That's dedication. Good job, man.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Thorian, what's been a defining TV show that you both always watch the episode of, even though you have finished it? Like if it's on TV. If Friends is on TV, I always watch Friends.
Me too.
Well, there you go.
Friends, New Girl. Always watch them.
That's a good one too. Let's see here. Let's go down just a little bit more. Oh, sorry. I read that so wrong. It says, "Does Zach have any sex scenes in the Iron Claw?" One, but it's very brief and it's off camera. But that's not how I read that at first. So you can see what my
What
face,
did you read, Zach?
you can kind of see why my face was kind of like, why are you asking that? The Orthodox Alliance says,
At first, which Zach are you asking this?
yeah, I was like, oh. What's the TV show or movie that you did not watch and regret not watching? Man, there's so many. There's so many. For the longest time it was Breaking Bad, but I just finished that. I mean, I haven't seen like Gone Girl's one that we brought up here. I haven't seen Gone Girl. I've not seen Wolf of Wall Street, and
I
that
haven't
one
seen
gets
it either.
praised so much, and I haven't seen that one yet. There's a couple. I could go on and on and on. Honestly, there's way too many
Inception.
things.
Once I finally got to see it, I wish I watched this when it was like the craze was out, because I want to talk to
Oh,
everybody about it, and none of my family liked it.
that sucks.
They were like, "This is boring." I'm like, "What are you talking? Did you see everything just flip around? How's that boring?"
Oh man, that's a bummer. Yeah, if you're talking in theaters, Gravity. That might be a little bit of an odd one to pull out, but I remember watching Gravity on my phone. The Sandra Bullock one,
I know that's
and
not the pace for it.
that's not the place for that movie at all. And I just remember thinking this would have been awesome on the big screen, and I wish I could watch it there, but missed out on it. Dave Show says, unfortunately, my Iron Claw experience got ruined by the wrong movie crowd who went in. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. Do you have any bad theater experience stories?
When I went to go see Wonka, these kids didn't know that the movie was a musical. So first of
Oh
all, they were
no.
like, "Oh, it's Timmy C! Oh my god, it's Timmy C!" And then when they started singing, he's like, "What the hell? This is a musical!" And and then they started throwing candy, and one of them hit me. And I
Oh,
was
dude,
like,
that's not cool.
they were like, "I'm sorry." I was like, "Just stop. Just
Yeah.
stop doing it." And then
Behind
they
you
got
or in
kicked
front
out
of you?
eventually, right beside me.
No. Ah,
Yeah, so eventually they got kicked out because someone complained. Usually my
good.
theater don't play that, so I was surprised they got away with it as long as they did. But they got kicked out and then it was fine. But yeah, that first 15 minutes of Wonka, they were annoying.
Yeah, dude, that sucks. Luckily,
Oh, somebody was trying to translate Knives Out in the middle of the theater to their girlfriend who didn't speak English. That was crazy.
honestly, that sounds very entertaining.
I was so mad. I was listening to the movie and then I kept hearing something like slow in the background. And I'm like, is that Italian? What the hell's going on? And I'm seeing him like speak to this girl. I'm like, go? What are you doing? Go watch this on Netflix when it comes out. You
Yeah,
have to come here.
that is. Take her to the library and read her a book if that's what you're
Oh, and
gonna do at
somebody
the movie
brought their
theater.
baby to Smile. What? I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you?
That's not a good choice.
Wow. I was like, of course the baby's crying.
I'm crying. What? Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds awful. Luckily, I haven't had too many bad theater experiences. I've heard of many from people in my town but I personally have not experienced anything bad. My theater experiences always go pretty well. I mean, I talk about this before, but like Sonic 2, luckily I didn't care much for Sonic 2 because a lady right beside me got a phone call and she went, "Hello? Yeah, I'm not doing anything, just at a movie." Oh, no way. Then
I'm
proceed
not doing anything is crazy.
I'm just at the movies. Yep. And then they proceeded to talk for like half an hour. And I was just kind of like, well, this sucks, but it's not
No
like
one
she's
kicked
rude.
them out?
No. No. And
Wow.
once that was done, she put her phone away and it was fine. But at the Little Mermaid, there was two teenage girls that were like sitting just a couple seats next to me, and they were on Snapchat and they were laughing and, oh, look at this, like, yeah. And there was a lady in front of them that like told them to shut up at one point. But they were kind of annoying, but that's pretty mild compared to some of the stories I hear from people. Like, that's
I have a
crazy.
story from my friend. My friend was in the theater and guy 2 seats to the left of him. Someone threw a used condom on top of his head.
Oh,
And
gross.
it started a fight, of course.
Ew, that sounds awful. What movie was it?
Yeah. What do you want to go see? It was like a comedy. I don't
Okay,
remember
it
what
probably
it was.
sucked then. But
Yeah.
like, if someone did, like, I'm just picturing like being so invested in like the portal scene of Endgame, and then someone does that to me or something. Like, oh man,
You can never watch that movie the same again.
that just sounds like the worst experience. Oh,
Literally.
that's awful. The Overthrow Alliance says, "What do you think is better, Only Murders in the Building or The Bear?" Have you seen both of these?
I have. I'm not up to date on. I need to see the last season of Only Murders, but I've
Mhm.
seen the first 2 seasons. Ooh, that's hard.
I
Two very different
honestly,
shows.
I honestly enjoy The Bear
Yeah,
more.
probably. It's just a phenomenal show.
So good. It's
Only
so good.
Murders is just like a cute show. It's not phenomenal. It's just cute. It's cute.
It's
So
cute.
I'll go to
Yeah,
Bear.
I would go that way too. It's cute. It has
Yeah.
moments where I'm like, I'm not really sure why I'm watching
Yeah.
this. But then it has
Yeah.
pretty fun moments, and I do look forward to seeing it when it comes out. So I like
And the
Only Murders.
first and last episode are always awesome. Look
Yeah,
at you.
it's everything in the middle that gets kind of like, it's a roller coaster ride. Enviro2 says he thinks 3 overrated actors are Timothy Chalamet, Robert Pattinson, and Ben Affleck. And I don't think I can agree. I'm sorry.
Have you seen Wonka and Dune? Mm,
Yeah, he's surprisingly good in Wonka.
yeah.
Like
That range.
I really liked his performance in Wonka.
Yeah.
Kenny Sparks says Craven Venom and Believe It or Not, Godzilla X Kong could really go either way in terms of potentially worse movies. I mean,
Yeah.
Godzilla X Kong, Godzilla versus Kong was not Oscar bait, that's for sure. But if they can make it as fun, if they can make another fun movie,
The trailer was awesome.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It towards the end of the trailer, it just became some gobbledygook nonsense of them running together, but I was hype.
Yeah, I mean, as long as they don't do that annoying thing where they focus too much on the human characters. Like,
Yeah, well, that's not what we're here for.
the laser says my worst movie experience was Spider-Man: No Way Home. Everyone was talking. There was a screaming drunk guy, and some idiot was using their phone, and the experience was nothing like most people. Oh, that sucks, man. I mean,
Mm,
the screaming drunk guy and some idiot using their phone. That sounds like a lot of experiences I've watched online. Like, was it when Toby and Andrew came out, or was it just like all the way through? Either way, that
that
sucks, man.
sucks.
I'm
Spider-Man 3, me and my friend were in the front row because we bought the tickets the wrong time. That wasn't great.
and Toby Maguire's dancing and jerk like
Right?
just waving his
Oh.
junk, waving his junk in your face.
Zach let that slip.
I did let that slip. He's doing his dance down the street, and you guys are just like,
Yeah, it's just right there in my face. And we're me and him sharing a hot dog with one soda. Yep, that's what it was back then.
wait, you guys were sharing a hot dog?
Yeah, our parents sent us there. They said we'll pay for the ticket, but if you want food, you got to pay yourselves. I didn't have no money back then. I was like 14 or something.
Are you like breaking it in half, or are you like lady to
Yeah,
transfer
we broke. Kind of stop. Like what? We broke it in half and had 2 straws for the soda.
Okay.
Can you imagine? Okay.
Oh man. The Obituary Alliance says, unfortunately, my worst theater experience was when I saw Oppenheimer. The audio was not loud enough, so I could not hear what the actors were saying.
That's just Christopher Nolan.
As much praise and rightfully deserved as Christopher Nolan gets for his direction, his audio tracks need so much work. I don't understand. I don't understand how you can make these magnificent films, but your audio track is like,
And it's like purposeful.
but why?
I don't know. It has to be purposeful. He's done it like 4 movies in a row.
Yeah, Dark Knight, Tenet, the Oppenheimer,
Dunkirk.
Dunkirk. That's another one. Yep.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. I don't understand it at all. The list says Sonic 2 is a 9 out of 10 movie. Yeah, that's fair. I know a lot of people who like it. I know a lot of people.
I like the movie.
who like
I would say 7.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I don't hate it. Like, it's probably a 5 out of 10 for me or something. It's just like all the Sonic lore that I didn't grow up with, you know? It
Okay.
just it wasn't enough to
It didn't
bring
hit.
me over to the fandom side. I just felt more like lost than anything else. Not really lost because it's Sonic 2, so I understood what was happening, but you
Yeah.
get what I mean.
Yeah.
It looks like we're good to go, man. It looks like that's all the comments and questions
We
answered, and
got
we've
it
been going
in.
for over 3 hours. So that's pretty good, man. I want to thank you. I want to thank everybody for being here, contributing the comments and questions to this community night. I always love doing these live Q&A community nights. They're always so much fun. So thank you guys so much for being here. And Zach, please tell them where they can find you.
You can find me at my channel, my YouTube channel, Zach Attack Reviews, where I do movie reviews, trailer reactions. I have a weekly live show on Tuesday where I go over movie news and the box office. I also have a series called Attacking Zach, where I take your questions and answer them in a nice little edited style. So yeah, you can check out my Doom Part 2 review out right now. If you want to hit me on my social media, is Zach Attack RVS on all the social medias.
Perfect. Yeah. Highly encourage you guys to go check him out. His link is in the description below. You won't be disappointed. And I saw today you're at like what, 860, I think is where you were at subscriber wise. It was either 860 or 850. I can't remember. But
861.
861. So the bottom line is that you are approaching 900. So let's get him there, guys. Let's get him there. And dude, you're gonna hit 1,000, and it's gonna be a very exciting day. So I cannot wait. Cannot wait for that. But as for that, guys, my Dune Part 2 review will be out Friday. And yeah, we'll be back here again next week with Zach Guller. Same Zach time, same Zach channel.